Taylor Watch.
Welcome back to another episode of Taylor Watch. I was feeling a little sing-songy at the end of that.
Oh,
I was
Taylor
like, Taylor Watch. You know, like
Taylor
like
Watch.
Delilah, like
Yeah.
late night radio. What's going on, Gia? How
Not
are you?
much.
How are we feeling today? Monday.
Good
well, Tuesday
Monday.
for you guys.
Yeah,
Tuesday. For
Tuesday.
you, Monday for us.
Good
How was it?
Monday. That's Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Chill vibes.
A moose day.
Ooh. It's a moose day.
It's a moose day.
It's a Monday. That's a Tuesday. That's a Wednesday. That's a Thursday.
Mhm.
I'm just hoping this week goes by quick.
I'm hoping the same.
Because I like Easter solely based off the food.
Absolutely.
And I will be enjoying a lovely Easter with my sister's fiance's mother at her house, so
oh
it
my
will
God,
be
yum.
lovely.
Good food, I bet.
Yeah.
Good food. I'm
Yeah.
jealous of that. My parents and brother are actually coming to visit me for Easter, not at my apartment. We're going to a restaurant.
Lovely.
Or should I just say, like, forget it and I make a whole Easter meal?
Oh.
I've been thinking about that.
You
That
don't
just
know.
That sounds
No,
like a thing
you don't
an
wanna do that.
undertaking that I don't want.
You
right
don't
now.
want to make a ham.
You're right.
What do you eat on
I
Easter
don't.
again?
We usually do like a
Ham,
yeah,
right?
ham. We'll do a chicken, like a little chicken.
Yeah.
And then the usual. Like it's always the same food. It's like mashed potatoes, corn,
Yeah,
like gravy, the whole thing, which I love. I love that food. But this year my parents were like, my mom was like, we're going to visit, you're going to come home for Easter, whatever. And I threw out, I was like, what if you guys came in for like a brunch? And then they said yes, which I was shocked by. So they're coming. Although I'm having trouble. I've made reservations at a few different places, and I'm looking for somewhere on the Jersey side so they don't have to come all the way in. So I
Okay.
can meet them in like Jersey City
Yeah.
or whatever. And I'm not really finding any good, like, I thought I'd be able to find good stuff, but I really am not. Maybe people booked it
they
like,
got
really
you.
far
You
out
got to
in
make
advance.
them at least come to like the West Village.
I thought about it, but my dad hates driving in. He's he like hates it. It's like his least favorite thing. They were willing to.
Interesting.
And we were going to go downtown, but then I said, oh, would you like it if I, and then now it's
Compromise.
that. Yeah,
It's
I'm
very
trying to
mature of you.
I'm trying to be mature. I'm trying to be nice. It's nice that they're coming for Easter. They never, that never happens. So that should be interesting. But I have been stressed picking a place to eat because of the lack of ham. It's the food. Like the food, I'm like, well, it has to be like.
Well, I
meal.
honestly don't think that's like a dire situation if there's no ham. You know.
So true. And you, more recently than I, have spent a traditional holiday in an untraditional way, right? When you guys had your funky Christmas.
Funky Christmas.
So this is funky
Funky
Easter. For
Easter.
us. Yeah.
I love
It'll be
a funky. I love an NYC holiday. I think it makes it more
Same.
fun, and there's less people in the city, so it's way nice.
So true. I didn't even think about that part of it.
It was
Yes.
lovely. We were walking on like Bleecker
Ooh.
Street and stuff, and it was dead, and it was so
Ooh,
nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
Lots to think about.
Yeah,
Lots to think
because
about.
you guys could do like a brunch and then like walk around like Battery Park or something.
I know. That's where the original
Yeah.
Industry Kitchen is where I made the original
oh.
reservation,
Yeah.
which I really like. I've been there a few times, but maybe we'll switch back. Maybe I'll be like, suck it up.
Right.
Maybe like it's time. Could just come. Maybe I'll send a car. I'll be like, ooh, a car.
Love that.
We'll see how they feel.
That would be very bougie.
That would be nice of me.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be nice. They come to visit me and then they buy lunch. Anyway.
Yeah.
Lots to think about, like I said. Are you an Easter egg dyer?
No.
Did you guys do that? growing up?
I don't think I've legitimately celebrated Easter since maybe I was a freshman in college.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow! That makes sense though.
Like, I don't
Easter's
even-
kind of forgotten holiday. A
Yeah.
little bit.
Like all throughout college, I would stay in Michigan because we never had school off because
Mm-hmm.
we were at state school. So I would be in Michigan for Easter,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're just not religious people at all.
Neither
so
are
like,
we. Not even close.
but
Oh, wait.
yeah,
The holidays have nothing. It's an occasion to eat and like have chocolate.
do fun
and
things.
do
Yeah.
Whatever.
No,
yeah.
I'll get really really mad if my mom doesn't get me Easter candy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, like
Well,
I have a really funny.
You have to like drown yourself in Reese's eggs.
Yeah,
That's the whole
obviously.
thing.
I got my period like the day of Easter, like 2 or 3 years ago, or like no, I was a junior in college, I think, and I wasn't going home.
Yeah.
And my mom didn't send me Easter candy, or at least I thought she didn't.
Right.
And I lost my mind. I
No
was like
way, no
sobbing
way.
as if like someone died. And I think it was just the fact that I missed my family on Easter, but and I was getting my
You miss your
period.
family, you're hormonal, you're feeling a certain
But I was
way.
really
It's a
pressed that I
perfect
didn't get
recipe.
my Easter basket.
And then did it show up like the next day?
It came like a few hours later. Yeah, I know. I was like,
good.
oh my
Well,
God.
a few hours later. So
Yeah.
only a few hours hours of turmoil,
Yeah,
which
yeah, yeah.
is
Yeah.
better than days, but worse than none at all. So
Yeah,
I understand. I
yeah.
understand that feeling.
My world
It's
was
the
ending
worst.
for a few hours.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. Our world also collectively ended this past
Oof.
week. We lost our March Madness thing that we were talking about all week last week. We were so
McNeese.
hyped, feeling good.
God
McNeese,
damn it,
McNeese. My
McNeese.
my sweatshirt showed up 3 days
Oh,
late. Of
did you
course,
burn it?
I'm like about to.
Yeah.
Like what the hell? What the
I
hell
know.
went on there?
They choked
Bummed
so
out,
hard.
choked so bad. Gia and I got to head over to Joey Camastas' house, apartment, beautiful,
Shout out and
beautiful
about.
home. Thank you to Joey for
Yes.
hosting us.
Yes.
Also, fuck you, Joey, for trying to kill us because he might as well have just hooked up the funnel to my mouth and poured liquor down the chute.
I did not realize how drunk I was
Dude.
until I got home,
Neither
and I was
did
like,
Neither did I.
everything's spinning.
It was, and listen. We're both drinkers. We're no novices.
Mm-hmm. No.
We're no strangers to the drink.
Yes.
But when, like, if you think about it, because I thought back about it, I
There's
was
a
like,
lot
how
of
long had we been
mixing,
drinking?
too.
A lot of mixing.
Yeah.
And we had been drinking since like 4 o'clock.
4, yeah.
And I got home at midnight, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
even know what time. And we had all kinds of shit. Joey made us these rhubarb martinis. We
they were
had
delish.
peanut butter tequila
Yeah,
shots,
yeah.
Chiquita, Caleb
Yeah.
Presley's tequila. And then,
Some white
just
wine,
so much white wine,
some
so much
champagne.
champagne. Like,
Yeah.
it was just a lot. I was on my deathbed on Friday in a way that I can't even explain. Like, I came in like a bat out of hell for an hour. I think I lasted an hour.
I was
maybe an hour and a half.
watching the videos that we posted
Oh,
on
God.
Twitter,
I can't
and
watch them
they
again.
were literally sending me into another universe. They were making me laugh so
I
hard.
can't watch them again. I watched them again. I remember watching them when I got home and I was drunk, and I probably smoked weed when I got home, whatever. And I was watching in my bed, like laughing and giggling, being like, "These are perfect." And in my head, like in the morning, I saw them and I saw my own eyes in the thing. I was
Oh
like,
my
"I'll never watch
God.
these again." Like,
Yeah.
I know that they're not perfect,
Yeah.
but hopefully they're hilarious. People did think they were funny.
Yeah, they were very funny.
laughing.
It was a very, very fun time, despite the loss.
Yeah, despite the loss, we had a great time. It's fun
yeah, it
to
was
get
so
excited
fun.
about something. You've been popping off watching. You were watching all weekend.
Yeah, I love March Madness.
Yeah.
Michigan State lost, of course,
Bummer.
on Saturday, but that's okay. Didn't really think that they were gonna win anyways. They played UNC, who's like nasty.
True,
But yeah,
true.
lots of sports.
Oh, in turn, Joey and Pat won the money.
Oh yeah,
That's another thing.
They won
Joey said that
40K.
we're good luck charms, or we're his good luck charm because we were at his house. And I
Yeah,
said, "Oh,
you're
we're gonna get a
welcome.
slice of that cake
Yeah.
then."
Like, give me like you got
Throw me $1,000
Yeah,
couple
literally.
thousand?
Come
What,
on.
call it even.
I've been to your apartment. I see you can
Exactly.
you can spare it.
You could totally spare it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can totally do it. Just don't buy flowers for 1 week. and
Yeah,
then you can-
seriously. Yeah, no
Give
calla
us-
lilies or
Give us
anything.
each a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it was all good.
Yeah.
And waiting for me on my taped up next to my desk as we walked in today from Joey was our girl Taylor Allison Swift reimagined AI as an African American woman.
Yeah, there's been a lot of those.
There's been a lot of those.
But there's been a lot
Joey
of
loves it. Joey is like cracking.
They
up
are
about
very
it,
funny.
and it is making me laugh.
They've been
the
doing
AI
it with
stuff is
like
crazy.
every celebrity,
With
like
everyone,
making
I know.
like Ed Sheeran into like an Asian person. Like I can't.
It's weird.
Is it okay? Like, is
I
that
have no
allowed?
idea. I almost didn't even bring it up, but I was like, it's taped up next to my desk now, and if now I feel like, do I take that down? Like
Yeah.
that's weird. Like I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
But it's so yeah, so we had a lot of bonding, a lot of Taylor.
Yeah.
And we arrived back to our desks, our humble abodes in office, to photos
Yes.
of Taylor and Travis on vacation.
Yes.
We discussed this last week, and we were like, "Oh, we don't know if they're there. Blah blah blah. Who knows?" In the Bahamas, people were saying they were on vacation in the Bahamas, and we're not obviously not sharing any paparazzi photos. Like, feels really invasive, feels really weird, but confirmed they're on vacation.
Yeah.
and they're having a good time in the water, having a good
Is
time on the
this
beach.
were those old pictures from like the weekend? Because okay, that's
They must
okay.
have been, because then they were seen out, I believe yesterday or Sunday. Yeah. Yesterday they went to lunch at Nobu Malibu. So, which
I've heard is
shout
the
out
best
to-
Nobu.
Everybody says it is. I've
Yeah.
not been. I would like to go.
Me too.
My poor friend Julia, who was visiting her sister, they were supposed to go to lunch at Nobu Malibu, had to cancel last minute because her sister just had a baby and it just wasn't working out. And she was like, "I'm gonna die," because I saw like 5 minutes later Taylor
my
Swift is there.
God.
How could you imagine?
No.
What's worse, like just not even seeing Taylor ever, or knowing that you were about to be at the same restaurant
Not
at the same
seeing
time,
her ever.
and then
Because
yeah.
I would think about that every night before I fell asleep.
know.
Like, I can't believe I almost had the opportunity to
I know.
see her.
It's tough. So she's
Yeah.
she's hurting today. She's feeling terrible right now. In addition to that, so yeah, they went to lunch. They're hanging out. They went on vacation.
Slay.
They're laying low. We
Oh,
love it.
God, he's so
Absolutely
hot.
love it. He is so hot.
Yeah,
He was looking
they
good.
look great together. They
just
really
look great.
do.
They look so
yeah.
comfortable.
I know.
It's just nice. It's
So
just nice to
nice.
say. But yes, I do think the paparazzi photos are weird. They're clearly on like
I
a
don't
private
think
island.
I don't
or
even know if
something.
I wonder if they're even paparazzi. I think that's like people like at the beach,
It
like
must
recording
be.
them. They must be at like I wonder if they're like at a resort or like a private resort.
Right, like a semi-private
Yeah.
situation. Could be that.
But
Could
I don't
totally be
know.
that.
Yeah. Just because like I feel like
Her bodyguards were there.
yeah,
chilling,
shirtless.
shirtless, getting a tan. Ooh, getting a tan.
Yeah, that's like one of the first things I noticed. I was like, is that her bodyguard shirtless? It's like, why do I care about that? Like,
He's just like their friend on
yeah,
vacay
I guess
now.
it's so weird, like seeing like your bodyguard like chilling.
Totally.
and-
But
yeah.
what else is he gonna do?
Yeah, what is
I
he gonna
would
do?
feel-
Just stand there and sweat?
I think I'd feel even weirder if I had a bodyguard and he was standing on the beach with me wearing a full suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
That's bizarre. So who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, we love it. Baby's first vacay, couple's first vacay. Technically, I guess.
Yeah, right.
If we don't include the international shows, which do kind of count, I think.
Yeah,
actually.
total. For their vacation for
Yeah,
Travis. At
total
least.
vacay.
Yeah.
Love it, and that's about it. I think. Right? What
Yeah.
else has she been up to? Not
Just
much.
nothing.
Quiet, laying
Lots
low.
of funny memes. It's funny because I sent I sent my friend Taylor.
Yeah.
My friend Kelly, my co-host.
No,
Someone
it's
did
me,
like
your friend Taylor.
you unzip the body.
Yeah. Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo mask.
I'm like, no.
But it's really just my face because my hair is already.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be so freaky.
oh man. I
Um,
wish that were true. I
yeah,
wish
I
could,
wish
could
you were
take-
Taylor Swift
Yeah,
too. Sorry.
too. I
Um,
sure do.
But I sent
Yeah.
a funny tweet that was like, it was like Taylor Swift as clocks, a thread. And it's like, this
yeah.
is what all the Swifties are doing now that there's been like this low season. There's been no news. So it's like Taylor Swift as microphones
What was it?
in
What was it?
2004.
The
a thread.
exact same thing. It was so
Yeah.
funny because
It
it's
was like
so
Taylor
true.
Swift songs as like microwaves or something.
Yeah.
A thread.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, we need to get
Yeah, it
lots.
was like when they have nothing
Oh
better
yeah,
to
15,
do.
15 days without the Eras tour. Taylor Swift albums as cell organelles. A very important thread.
Like what the
15
literal
days.
fuck.
It's only been 15 days.
That's
which
crazy.
is
It feels like
crazy.
months and
it
years.
feels like months.
And oh man, I also feel now award season has kind of ended, right? Award season's over too, so we're really
Yeah.
the celebrities are all on vacay. Like they're all they were front facing for many weeks, and now they're like peace bitches. Like
Right.
we're gonna go back to work. We're gonna go on vacation. I saw what's her faces, Hoda and Jenna, or no, yeah. It's Jenna Bush Hager and Hoda, right?
Yeah,
Are the two? They were on vacation. New York Post is posting about their lavish spring break. Has nothing to do with anybody. I
Yeah.
just noticed that everybody seems to be on
Spring
break right now. Probably because the kids lines
Yeah,
up with
yeah.
kids. And so yeah, I'm feeling that withdrawal from not only Taylor but from the celebrity world in general.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely
There's
been
nothing
slow.
going on. I was scouring the internet this morning looking for someone to write about. Couldn't find anything. I might have to write about Anne Hathaway, who gave a lovely interview
I
to
did
Vanity Fair.
my
I didn't read the whole thing.
Snapchat take about it.
Oh, did you? Oh, fabulous.
Yeah, because I literally was like,
Did
there's
you read the
nothing
thing?
else.
I didn't
She
read
just
it.
said like, and it's so true. I feel like so many female actresses go through this, but after she won her Oscar, like she got like this whole wave of hate from people
Yeah.
like calling her out. Like all these rumors were flying about how she was like hard to work with and like a diva
So
behind
dumb.
set and stuff like that. She was like, I think I
Lies.
was literally just like an assertive woman who like knew what she wanted.
Completely.
And the same thing happened with like Katherine Heigl and like Jennifer Lawrence. I feel like everyone loved Jennifer Lawrence, and all of a sudden everyone hated her. And now she's coming back, and same with Anne Hathaway.
It always people.
And she said that like Chris
everything goes
Nolan
in
like
waves.
helped her out so much because
Oh, that's
he
nice.
gave her that Interstellar role, and that was like one of the she like was having a hard time getting roles after she won her Oscar,
That
which
to
is
me
crazy.
Is actual insanity.
Yeah.
Like, how do you win an Oscar and then have a hard time getting roles?
It's crazy.
She said this. Chicks in the Office posted the quote, which I love, and I think that it does kind of fall into our Taylor universe in
Yeah.
the way that we all kind of are trying to think and remind ourselves of things. She says, young men were encouraged to pursue their desires. Young women were encouraged to be desired. One is active, one is passive. I always identified more with being active, which made me a misfit at times, which I think plays right into the hand of when even saying active, being active, being aggressive, being assertive,
Yeah.
voicing your, standing up for yourself, voicing your own thoughts, things like that. Sometimes these people want you to pipe down.
Yeah,
And
seriously.
we're not piping down.
No,
Okay?
hell no.
We are not piping down. But yeah, congrats to Anne on her lovely interview. I'm gonna go read that all the way later on because I love
Congrats,
her so
Anne.
much. Congrats, Anne.
I love Anne.
Me too, so much.
Yeah.
Always have.
Yeah.
Never fell off the wagon. Couldn't believe when people are falling off the wagon. I thought it was ridiculous. But same thing happens with Taylor. People get exhausted by overexposure and they just want to hate, and play, and we don't fuck with that. As we know.
Nope, we shake it off.
We shake it off. Exactly. Exactly. That was perfection. That was so good.
Yep.
We're doing today as promised, a deep dive into the debut album.
Yes,
which
I'm
very excited about as
so
well.
excited
I
about.
feel like I learned a lot.
I felt like I learned
Yeah.
so much. I really did not know anything about this album.
Neither did I.
And it really, as someone who's not a huge debut girl, I really encourage you to stick around for the deep dive because I feel like it has made me like debut more.
Absolutely. It also makes me feel like it's almost the origin story. You know what I mean? Like when
totally.
I'm reading about debut, you obviously have to read about her life at the time, moving to Nashville, trying to figure out a place in this world. And I think, that going back to basics when it comes to Taylor is a place we all have to go. If you're gonna be a Swiftie, you gotta be on board. You gotta know the lore. You gotta know the history.
Oh yeah.
And I think that debut is a great start. I just right before we came in was doing the separate deep dive about Scott Borchetta, which we'll get into as well.
Oh.
Because he's involved here with
Before
Big
we
Machine.
get into that, do you want to? There's another way to help deep dive into your own mind, and that's with
Gia,
BetterHelp.
BetterHelp.
Yeah. So Taylor Watch is sponsored by BetterHelp. We love BetterHelp over here, and a lot of us spend our lives wishing that we had more time. I feel like that's like a big theme of debut too, like
No, it
wishing
really
you had
is.
more time, not knowing how you would use it. Is time unlimited? Like where is this gonna take me?
Yep.
The best way to squeeze that special thing into your schedule is to know what's important to you and make it a priority. And therapy can help you find what matters to you so you can do more of it. I have been doing therapy since I was in college. Being able to do online therapy has helped me so much just because my busy schedule, moving to a different city, like you don't know those exact, finding time to go to an appointment in New York is very hard. So
It's also hard to convince yourself that you need to make time to take care of yourself when it's not like an outwardly physical issue, especially if your head is hurting, your brain is hurting, your mind is hurting, and it deserves just as much attention as anything else does. So you got to make the time, but this makes it a lot easier for you to make the time.
Exactly. I've learned a lot of positive things from therapy, just like learning how to set boundaries, learning how I am like in relationships has been a big one because I feel like for a long time I was like, oh, I can do no wrong.
Absolutely.
That is not the truth.
Oh God, that day is a hard day.
Yeah,
You realize that day.
seriously.
Sometimes you're wrong too.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, me and my girl, we've been trying to unpack that together. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule, which is the best part about it. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I also think that's a great aspect, the fact that you can switch therapists. Don't feel intimidated by switching because I feel like it's like putting on a pair of pants. You want them to fit perfectly.
Absolutely.
You want them to make you look good. You want them to make you feel good. So that's how your therapist should be. So learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/TaylorWatch today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TaylorWatch.
Okay, so then let us get into it. Let us get into debut album, otherwise known as Taylor Swift, which something I did not know. So our research that we have, mine is all very like it's a lot from the Wikipedia. It's like factual stuff, whatever. You have a lot of song breakdown stuff to say, right? Which is fabulous. Okay, so we'll bang this out, and then I want to get into the songs because I like that. debut album, something interesting about it is it was released in North America in 2006
Yep.
only, and then released later in the rest of the world in 2008.
Yeah, which is crazy.
In my head, I'm like, what? That sounds nuts.
2 years later.
2 years later, full 2 years later.
But you have to think about when she wrote this, or when she signed on to Big Machine. I think this was like the start of that record label, right?
It was.
Yeah.
So it was Taylor Swift was the first artist, and then it was 13 employees, it said, which I also thought was interesting. 13 employees, like that's crazy. But she ended up signing with Big Machine Records after her family. They were living in Pennsylvania. She was performing music, not yet writing her own music. And they went to Nashville to see, like, oh, can she sing? Can she do this? Whatever. And the vibe from Nashville was like, we're not interested. Like the country crowd is middle-aged and they're not going to be interested in like a young girl, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she obviously disagreed, went back to the drawing board, learned all of these instruments. She had a guy who would like come to their house and fix their computer sometimes, taught her how to play guitar.
Cool.
And then she also watched the Faith Hill documentary, which I thought was interesting, which is also what inspired her to move to Nashville. Oops. And then once they moved to Nashville, she started working with, I think her name is Liz Rose.
Yeah, Liz Rose.
And she was working with her writing and helping out and stuff and trying to produce her first record and everything. And she was working with a place called RCA, which I know nothing about and I didn't deep dive too much into because she left them because they didn't see her vision. They didn't believe in her. They didn't think that she was this good songwriter. She didn't feel like they had her back.
Right, okay.
And that's how she ended up with Big Machine Records.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Which Scott Borchetta is the
Scott Borchetta
main
saw
guy.
her at Bluebird Cafe, which
Yep.
is like the infamous spot.
Yep.
She was 14 at the time, which is crazy.
Little baby.
2003 to 2004 is like where she is like when she would do that, which is cool.
Yeah.
Liz Rose like co-wrote pretty much all the songs on the album. Besides, Taylor wrote 3 songs by
songs.
herself: "The Outside," "Should Have Said No," and "Our Song."
Yeah.
Which is interesting because Our Song is like the biggest, obviously.
Our song's so great.
Yeah.
I love the tidbit about Our Song is that she wrote it for a talent show. That
Yeah.
was another thing. Wrote it for a talent show, and described it as like, well, I wrote the song about this guy I was dating, and we didn't have a song, so I wrote one for us.
Yeah.
Like, just cut and dry. That's it.
Yeah, very funny.
Nothing crazy about it. She just has talent falling out of her fingers. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's incredible. People say, she worked on this album throughout, like, starting at age 12, because at age 12 is when she wrote what? I forget. The Outside is when she wrote,
Okay.
or she was 12 years old when she wrote The Outside, which is crazy. But then, and we'll get into that later, but her first album, this album, came out her sophomore year of high school. So she was kind of like hanging out and, I guess attending high school kind of on the outside of her peers, like we're describing, and ended up being, the most famous bitch in the world.
Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, she gets the last laugh.
It's funny because, like, I think I read this on the Wikipedia, I'm not sure, but she said that she used, like, her MySpace to, like, really promote her album. Like,
Yes.
it said she extensively used her MySpace profile to communicate with her audience, sharing her daily blogs and song information. Her online marketing strategy boosted the album's popularity among teenagers and young adults. And Swift and Big Machine decided to release Our Song as single because of the positive feedback it received on MySpace.
Which is nuts.
Crazy, yeah.
People forget that MySpace used to be. So I was of the MySpace generation. Was MySpace even still around? Like, did you ever have MySpace?
No.
So I was a MySpace girl. That was our first thing.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, MySpace was so fucking cool. I loved it so much. And you had friends on it, whatever. But MySpace was originally, I think, either originally started for, or are you okay?
I just missed my mouth. Sorry.
Oh, I
when
thought
was
you were
drinking.
choking. Oh my God.
no.
I was like, imagine like I'm sitting here being like, blah, 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 MySpace. You're literally choking on something. Oh my God. So MySpace was originally intended, and I think is now presently more like this, as like a music hub for musicians to come on and share music and do whatever and connect with their fans and things like that. And it ended up becoming more of like a social network, which then later ended up just being Facebook, years later, Mark Zuckerberg. But the music parts of it are so interesting. And Taylor, we're the same age. So I remember at the time it being like, following artists and putting them and interacting with them was like not a big deal.
Right.
I never personally like interacted with Taylor Swift. I'm sure I followed her or something
Yeah.
at the time because I was a fan of her music. When Tim McGraw came out, I was like, oh wow, great song. I loved all those songs. But her using like at that early stage, knowing how to like connect to her fans or finding a way to connect to her fans and having the foresight to think like, okay, like social media is going to be massive in my
crazy.
success is fucking awesome. And they like you said, they credit her like online marketing for the success of that album. And I think like she's just a marketing genius.
Yeah,
like
she
in
used
my
to like
head, like
spill
she
the tea on MySpace.
100%.
Like,
Oh yeah, she
literally-
would say all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Tumblr too. She went off on Tumblr
Yeah.
all the time. I was a Tumblr girl in the way of like I would go and look at the things and repost stuff, and I had a Tumblr, but I was never that deep about it. Like I really wasn't commenting on things. I didn't have like a personality on Tumblr.
Right.
It confused me a little. So I just like,
I was a huge Tumblr girl.
I just like shared pictures all the time. Like, I
Right.
didn't really,
yeah,
I
I
didn't
like
utilize it to its best of ability. I was a Zanga girl. For those who know Zanga, that was like the online diary before Tumblr. They might have been right around the same time, and then Tumblr overtook it.
Yeah, it was huge. I had a One Direction Tumblr.
Of course.
Yeah, I had a Tumblr for when I was depressed, when I was 12. Like, obviously, the world was ending.
Of course, that
Yeah.
was mostly my Zanga was me being depressed.
Yeah.
To this day, I'm like, I wish I could have access to it. Like, I don't even know what year.
Yeah. I
You know,
know my Tumblr, but like
2001.
all like the photos are like gone.
Oh yeah, which is crazy. That's probably
Yeah.
all copyright at this point. Who knows?
Yeah.
Also going back to something you said about writing her songs. So she wrote, like you said, 3 of the songs by herself. The rest of them she had a little bit of help with. I think that for her first album to have like, I would say 3 of her biggest songs, arguably, were all
Yeah.
written just by her. At that point, I'm getting a big head when I'm 14 years old. And I'm like, oh, well, I make the best songs by myself. So why do I even need help? You know what I
Right.
mean? It's tough. So credit to her for not getting a big head.
Yeah.
After
That's funny.
something else I think that was interesting, she also had mentioned that like the hidden, letters, capital letters, lowercase letters, hidden messages, things
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
was inspired by the Beatles.
Oh, that's
Beatles
cool.
doing stuff like that,
Yeah.
which I think is really cool and a nice little homage. We know she's BFF with Paul McCartney now. So
Yeah.
come a long way. Something else interesting about that is that she did when this album came out and people were kind of like whatever about it, they didn't know where to classify it. They were saying they ended up labeling it a country album, but then everybody was calling it pop rock, like a little bit of country pop, whatever. Again, the country community.
I know. I
I'm
was
not
just
trying
about
to
to say,
I don't
like,
want
why
to
are
start
these
beef
such-
with the country community. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about this last time, but the more I read about the exclusivity of the country community, it makes me really upset. Like I'm like, well, how the fuck?
I don't understand
Like,
how this is not.
She was too young. That was her
Yeah.
excuse. You're too young. They just didn't take her seriously, and it bothers the shit out of me. And
does
she was
bother
so
me,
kind
too.
to them, and then they kind of like were bitchy about it when she switched over to pop. It's like you can't have both, bitch. Like I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit of animosity towards the country community at the moment.
Right.
And but anyway, so despite all of that, trying to figure out where this album fits based on the sound, she used a million different instruments in it. She's using all the traditional country music instruments like a banjo,
Yeah,
like
lots of
like
banjos.
violins, or
Yeah.
not violins. What's the word?
It's a lot of strings.
A lot of strings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of the right word. But so using all of that, so obviously it falls into the category. She did a 6-month radio tour where she would go.
I saw. Yeah, I saw a little
she
bit
would
about
go travel to different radio stations, have them play her thing. She did the recording, like, hey, this is Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
You're listening to Tim McGraw
Yeah.
by Taylor Swift, and that people seem to think also had a lot to do with the success, and that's true. Like,
this. Yeah.
my dad heard Taylor Swift on the radio and told me and my friend about it. Like,
That's
that's
funny.
how I know Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
crazy.
the radio is. It's so crazy to me because, like, this was so. Not so long ago. I mean, this was like around like 20 years ago, or
Yeah. Like
And it's
16
crazy
years
how
ago, I guess.
yeah,
16,
in
yeah.
16 years,
2008.
the radio goes from like the most important aspect
Mm-hmm.
of like a music career to like, if you're not really playing on the radio, like, is it really that big of a deal right now? You know?
I think the radio part of it is like another level though, because there are people who listen to the radio still, and it's just
Yeah,
like a
that's
different
true.
age demographic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like my parents listen to like Sirius XM, like
Yeah,
they listen to
yeah.
the radio that way constantly. It is
Yeah.
100% of the time it is on in my house. Like even if they're watching TV in the other room, the Alexa's playing,
Sirius, yeah.
And And so they're very much of
Yeah,
that
maybe it's
time. And the people who
different
drive
for-
in the car
Yeah, I
and
was gonna
stuff,
say
like,
maybe
it's
it's a
different.
different perspective because yeah, I never drive in the car anymore. But even when I'm in the car, I can't even
I've
imagine
always
just
got
being
my
like, let's
thing
listen to
on.
the radio.
Yeah, no, I've always got my thing on, or either streaming or a book or something.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. I wonder what the impact is, like terrestrial radio specifically, like 94.5 PST.
Yeah,
like, is
yeah,
that
like Z100 or something.
Z100?
Yeah,
Like, do those ones still pack a punch the way that they
yeah,
used to?
I wonder.
Imagine though, Taylor Swift, little baby Taylor Swift, walking in, being like, "Hi, this is Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
in her fake
Please play
country
my song,
accent.
Tim McGraw."
Yeah, so
yeah.
cute.
I also, she said something around that time where people were saying that she was a little bit different country, like a little bit of a different country artist, because she wasn't writing about the traditional stuff. Like, she wasn't writing about like back roads and hay bales and bullshit, whatever. She was like, that just didn't really feel authentic to my life experience, and these things did, and that's how she wrote in the tone that she wrote in,
Right.
which I think is exciting.
Yeah, totally.
It's very exciting. They also said that she was a sleeper success.
Like
Imagine.
instead of like an overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Sleeper
mean,
success,
yeah.
Which I guess, the numbers all point to yes. If it took 2 years for her album
Right.
to get to where it needed to go, then that's how it is. The
Yeah, it only
5
sold
singles.
40,000 copies its first week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody. That's crazy. I don't know. They had 5 singles. They should have said no. Our song, Teardrops on My Guitar, Picture to Burn, and Tim McGraw, which I think is great. And I'm trying to think, what else do I have for general background? I mean, I took so many weird notes. Oh, the videos, the music videos she had for them were for Tim McGraw and Teardrops on My Guitar.
And our song.
And our song, sorry. And
Great
let's
music
see.
videos.
So good.
And
What
she has one
else?
for I'm Only Me When I'm With You.
Does she?
Yeah. It's very cute. It's
I
like
don't
her
think
and
I've ever seen it.
Abigail and like her friends and her family. Yeah, it's cute.
Wow, how do I not know?
Yeah.
Weird that they only listed, honestly, they only listed those two, Tim McGraw and Teardrops on My Guitar, as like her videos, which is bizarre. But I know the Our Song
Yeah,
video
yeah.
exists. But I've never seen that other one. How bizarre.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. How bizarre. Do, 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 do. I think that is most of the intense background stuff. I'm trying
Yeah.
to think what else I read. I think they talk a lot about her moving to Nashville and how much they Hendersonville, I think is where they live. Hendersonville. Sorry if I
Yeah.
don't. I think it's Hendersonville. And it's a suburb outside of Nashville. So they would drive in every day and like do the whole thing until she got noticed, and the rest was history. Separately, before we get into the song breakdown, Scott Borchetta, because I really had to like look this up because I know Scooter Braun is Public Enemy number 1, but people still wish ill will on Scott Borchetta as well. He doesn't get the smoke quite as bad, but he still gets the smoke.
Because did he sell it to Scooter?
So sort of. So the Scooter Braun was okay. He was buying up Big Machine Records.
Scooter was?
Scooter was,
Okay.
which included Taylor Swift's music rights, and was going to bring Scott on as CEO. So he was
Okay.
going to keep, like, they were basically like merging, but Scooter was buying it.
Okay.
And knowing that they would get all of Taylor's masters.
Yeah.
And Scott claims to, on his own Wikipedia, have, clearly like his family's editing it, claims to have texted Taylor the night before so she knew what was coming, and that everything seemed positive and fine between him and Taylor, and so he was like surprised by how upset she was. But in reality, he knew what was going on the entire time, and he knew that she had also been trying to buy back her masters for a while. She had been like thinking about it, talking about it in discussions, and then Scooter Braun came in and bullied and manipulated his way into buying Big Machine Records and bringing on Scott Borchetta and owning all of her shit. So it sounds to me like he was a snake. And she also said of him, Taylor said of him, that his loyalties lie in contracts. So despite the fact that the man, Scott Borchetta, had been working with her, discovered her in the cafe, working with her since she was 14 years old, what mattered was like money on a piece of paper, which in my opinion, like, that probably hurts more, to be honest. Like, Scooter Braun was always a scumbag.
Yeah.
But this man being in your family, also her dad, when she signed with Big Machine Records, Scott Swift got like 3 or 4% of the business, of Big Machine. Like, they were bringing them in as like as partners on
Right,
it. Like it
right.
wasn't just, whatever. So I can't imagine how blindsided you have to feel, or not even blindsided, just like betrayed.
Yeah.
I feel so betrayed by someone who I thought had my back for 15 years.
Yeah, which is why we talked about this last week with the possibility of Taylor's, like, there was, I guess, a caller said that there were rumors that she was talking about buying back Debut instead of re-releasing it. But to me, like, knowing all that, like you just said, it just it's kind of like, how can you not re-release this? Like,
it doesn't seem possible.
It speaks more than just the album itself. Like, there's so much more behind re-releasing this one specifically.
And it makes me, like, reading all about this and going into the details has made me feel just a lot more sad for Taylor about this, specifically for debut album.
Right.
Because all the work that went into it, the years of, like, grinding, like we said, going on radio shows, connecting with fans through MySpace, like all the work that went into it, in and out of the studios, writing songs, bringing all these people on in and out of Nashville, doing all that bullshit, and it finally paying off years later. How do you go through that and then be alongside someone for their meteoric rise after that, and then just totally be like, well, deal's a deal?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
It's crazy.
That's terrible. So, I don't know about death to Scott Borchetta, but certainly pain and misery to Scott Borchetta.
Yeah.
Death to Scooter Braun, but pain and misery to Scott Borchetta, without question.
Yeah, I agree.
Pain and misery. Anyway.
That does, it makes me more excited for the re-release, because it's just the ultimate fuck you.
It does too. And I've been listening to the songs. Obviously, I was listening to them on the weekend. I was listening to them on the way here. Lots of just nostalgic moments.
So nostalgic.
I was feeling
it's very
good about it.
young, insecure, vulnerable,
very cute,
unsure about the world, unsure about yourself.
I kind of feel that way. I might be in my debut era. And who knew?
I was literally thinking that too. I was
Really?
like listening to some of the songs, and I was like, I like feel her.
No, literally, I was like, damn, I am trying to find a place in this world.
No, literally.
Fuck.
That's so funny, because
It's
I'm
really
pretty
true.
sure we'll get there, but a place
yeah.
in this world. Okay, yeah. But
Okay, all right. So
let's start with the first song.
Let's start with the song.
Tim
So,
McGraw.
where are your song? Where's all this information from?
So all this information is actually from a multitude of different outlets.
Love it.
But most of it is from Swiftopedia.
Okay. Love.
And then I would go on Genius, which
Genius
is like the
the
lyrics,
best
and then
to
like
look at
they
the
give
lyrics,
you some give you some backstories. They give you some links to news articles where she does interviews about certain songs, certain lyrics.
Love.
So that's where I got most of my information from.
Amazing. Before you go into it, do you want to show everybody your cute?
Oh, look at
your
my
cute
new
notebook?
notebook that I got.
To live for the hope of it all.
Yes,
She was
it's-
jealous of my All Too Well.
I was jealous, but I wish that mine had like a hard cover.
It
This
is.
soft.
Can I be real? Sometimes I wish this wasn't a hardcover.
Oh,
Because like right
interesting.
now I have my pen in there and I can't really close it.
Oh, right.
And I don't want to mess up the book, but I still like it too. But I'm like eyeballing yours. I'm so jealous.
This is from Amazon, so
It's
I
adorable.
suggest it's
adorable.
like $7.
Adorable. Anyway.
I was gonna handwrite, but there's too much.
No, it's too much.
Yeah.
That's what I started. And I started getting lazy about it, and that's
Yeah.
why. Yeah, I should have just typed it. Anyway.
Okay, so Tim McGraw was her debut single.
Uh-huh.
It hit 40 on the Billboard Hot 100 and 6 on the Billboard Country charts, and she wrote this in her freshman year math class, actually.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
I think math class. First of all, nobody's paying attention to math.
No one's paying
We're
attention
We're
to
not
math
math
class.
girls. Okay.
No,
math
no,
girl-
no.
I would like actually to give a shout out to all of the math Swifties, because I'm sure there are some, maybe not many,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there are some, because you guys will carry the world. Because
Yes.
for those of us who can't, I'm so far from a math Swiftie.
No.
And
My
so-
mom used to, like, before, when we would go shopping, my mom used to, like, if there was, like, a 20% off sale, she would, like, make me try to calculate,
My dad
and
used to
we
do the
would
same
just
fucking thing to
get
me
into
too.
fights. Yeah.
Same. My dad used to always make you do it, and I wouldn't get it, and he'd be like, "It's 20%." I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, they just yell at you. They're
No,
like,
always.
It's 50.
How do you not
yeah.
see? You put this into 100 and this into that. I'm like, my brain does not
Yeah,
work
you
that
just
way.
start
I'm sorry,
crying.
bitch. I
It's
don't.
brutal. Yeah.
Every time I cried, my grandpa's always trying to help me. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know words. I know words, pictures, colors.
Yes.
That's my steez. Like nothing
Yeah.
else, man.
So like
Get off my back.
like us, Taylor was daydreaming during math class.
Of course.
And keep in mind, there's two different Drews that we're focusing on here. There's Drew Dunlap and there's Drew Hendrick. Drew
Yes.
Hendrick, I believe his name is.
Hendrick, I think you're right.
Yeah, Hardwick. Sorry,
Hardwick.
Drew Hardwick. So this was written about a senior named Drew Dunlap. And it was basically like he was going to college and she was sad about it. And she was hoping that they could he will remember their time together.
I love that.
Not much on this song. She mentions eyes a lot on this album. The Way My Blue Eyes Shined, and then she mentions eyes on Teardrops on My Guitar, Stay Beautiful, Mary's Song, Invisible, and A Perfectly Good Heart.
She loves eyes. I feel
loves
like she
eyes.
probably, and you know, I love eyes too. I feel like eyes are
windows to the soul.
Windows to the soul. Windows to the soul. Now,
Yeah.
I bet eyes are in her in her like in every album. I
Yeah.
bet this is, I'm gonna write it down right now. I'm gonna keep track of the themes that go throughout the whole thing.
Right.
So I'm gonna put eyes up top.
Yeah, eyes.
Eyes.
It's a big one.
So as we go through all of these, we'll see if eyes come up
Yeah.
all the time, and we'll try to see what her main things are. Her like top 5 things she loves.
Yeah.
Loves to talk about.
And then I added my favorite lyrics.
Ooh,
And
tell me.
for this one, it's September saw a month of tears and thanking God you weren't here to see me like that. But in a box beneath my bed is a letter that you never read from 3 summers back, which is like,
love that.
it's so cute.
It's
like,
really cute. It's really cute. Wait, also, this song inspired by a different Tim McGraw song.
Oh,
Let's see. Can't Tell Me Nothing.
oh, cute. Okay.
Is the Tim McGraw song that inspired this.
Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
Which I think is interesting.
Yeah, totally. yeah, I mean, to have your debut single pop off like this and have it like be based off another artist is pretty cool.
I know. Do you think, you know what I always wondered? Like, obviously Tim McGraw really likes her and really likes this whole thing.
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, how famous do you have to be to have a whole song like written about
Yeah, it's
you?
crazy.
And Tim McGraw is famous as fuck.
Yeah,
I would like to look at. I wish I did that. I should have done that and pick my favorite lyrics in each one. Let's see. I'm gonna look really fast for mine.
Okay.
Oh no, I found it already. It's the one we danced to all night long. The moon like a spotlight on the lake.
Yeah,
Obviously.
oh, yeah.
I mean, come on, moon, lake.
Yeah, duh.
Nighttime, please.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Moon like a spotlight on the lake.
When you think happiness, I hope you think that little black dress. And then a head on your chest. Yeah, so cute. And old faded blue jeans. Oh,
Can't stop.
also, the demo lyrics for that part were actually, when you think happiness, I hope you think that little black dress, the one you said you liked best, next to my old faded
Ooh.
pair of jeans.
Oh my god, honestly,
Is
goosebumps
the
for some reason. The one you
original
said you liked
lyrics.
best.
Yeah.
That is interesting to me because it feels like it gives the what's his face, Drew. This is about first Drew,
Yeah.
and I'm confusing myself because I keep wanting to see Drew.
I know,
Loves-
yeah.
not the same. Not
Different
the same.
Drew, different Drew.
It kind of gives him more like ownership of her, like I this dress that you said you liked or whatever, versus like it just being a descriptor in a
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
I like the version that ended up being better, I think.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the bridge was different too. It's been back there a couple times since then, and I didn't look you up, but some trains you can't catch again. You gotta leave it as it was, which I kind of love
I
too.
love that.
I know.
Ooh,
But
again,
some
goosebumps.
trains you
I'm-
can't catch again. You gotta leave it as it
I'm
was.
trying to
I
think
love-
how that would sound.
Yeah,
I
forget.
I love that. She loves a catching train as well.
Yeah, totally.
We go to who's catching trains? Cardigan or the one?
Bus stop. I don't know.
Take the
Cardigan
train.
Train.
No, I think it's
Plane? I
it's
don't know.
Cardigan. I'm getting there. I'm so close. I think it's Cardigan. Night train. You take the night train.
Oh, that's
for
Champagne
a
Problems.
Champagne problem.
Yeah.
Okay. But then there's also anyway,
There in this
trains. I'm gonna have to write down trains. Trains is a common theme.
Trains. Okay, so on to the next song.
On to the next.
Just another picture to burn. Probably her most,
State
one
the
of her
obvious.
most well-known songs, still to
Didn't
this
get my
day.
perfect
Fantasy.
You
I
realize you love yourself more than you could ever love me.
So go and tell your friends that I'm obsessive and crazy. That's fine. I won't mind if I say,
By the way, I hate that stupid old.
It's such a hard song to
It
sing.
is. It's
Jesus.
really hard.
So high
Yeah,
pitch.
God, we're so sorry for that.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic. Picture to Burn. We talked about it a little bit last week on one of our songs that you like to sing in the car and just
Yeah.
go ape shit
Oh,
for.
yeah.
So
Angry
good.
lyrics, yeah.
Angry lyrics. It has the added lore of the original lyrics being like, "I'll tell my friends you're gay."
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is always a funny.
So funny.
Like, it's hilarious thinking about it now.
Yeah.
But what else? What else we have on Picture to Burn? It was
so
a single.
This is a breakup song about a man named Jordan.
Ooh.
This is unconfirmed. This is a story that was told by someone named Chelsea, who did an interview with Daily Mail
Okay.
and said that she was friends with Taylor.
Interesting.
And she actually ended
was she
up.
friends or was she foe?
Well, here's the thing. She actually ended up dating and marrying this guy, Jordan. And she said that Jordan and I just thought it was funny. Jordan was like, I'm not a redneck. She makes me look like I'm some redneck. But other than that, we just thought it was kind of funny. After I began dating him,
Oh yeah, it sounds like they
Taylor
think it's
and
so
I
hilarious.
exchanged a few words over a locker fight. We were 14. We were just being girls. Snarky.
I mean, hilarious.
Which is very funny. Yeah.
I love that. I did not
Yeah.
know that, but also, yeah, it totally sounds like Chelsea is just. We just thought it was really funny. Like, we just thought it was so
funny
hilarious.
After I stole her boyfriend.
Yeah,
Like, what?
We just like thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
No, these people, they heard Picture to Burn on the radio every 5 minutes and they wanted to die every
Yeah.
time they did.
So I guess Chelsea
Which
got to
is
drive the truck.
yeah, of course. which
Because
is
Taylor
another
never
level.
got to drive the truck.
Unbelievable.
but
Taylor
yeah.
never got to drive that truck.
But I think that's funny that like he was like, I'm not a redneck. Like
Yeah,
I'm
but
not-
it's like if you had a pickup truck and you're acting
Yeah.
like that, sorry, you kind of are.
Yeah.
Especially like people, shout out to Pennsylvania. A lot of rednecks in Pennsylvania, whether you want to believe it or not.
Totally,
babes.
totally.
That's your jam.
it's like the
Redneck heartbreaker,
yeah,
really bad at lying.
definition.
watch me
This was the
strike a
fourth single,
match
which we
on
said
my wasted
from
time.
debut, and peaked at number 3 on Billboard's U.S. Hot Country Songs. And actually, speaking of redneck and Pennsylvania being redneck, in the demo of Picture to Burn, the original lyrics were, I want you to be aware of Daddy with his new automatic's gonna let you know how sorry you'll be.
That's unbelievable.
Daddy with his new
They took
automatics.
that's it.
It's
Good
so
thing they
country.
took out. It's a good thing they took out. Gun references. But that
Yeah.
is fucking hilarious.
It's just crazy how much she probably had to like conform her storylines to match like a
Completely.
country
without
version,
question.
you
Without
know?
question.
Yeah.
But again, and there are pockets of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. We're
Totally.
not excluding New Jersey in this
Yeah.
at all. It's honestly the same parts of New Jersey that it is in Pennsylvania is like are right on the border there, and then further into Pennsylvania. But then right on the border there is like it's just a whole redneck country. Like
Yeah, it's
that's
a different
that's
world.
a whole different thing. None of those things surprise me.
Yeah.
So if I were to hear that in the song and I would be like, oh, she's in Pennsylvania, I would still be like, oh no, yeah, her dad might have an automatic and he might be
Totally.
Her daddy's gonna show him how sorry he'll be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
doubt in my mind. And then for favorite lyrics, I just have, there's no time for tears. I'm just sitting here planning my revenge. There's nothing stopping me from going out with all your best friends.
If
Love
you
that
come
fucking line.
around
Because it's
saying
also such a
sorry
high
to
school
me.
line too. Like,
It totally is.
nothing stopping me from going
Going
out
out with all your best friends. Because the
friends.
one thing you do when you
Yeah.
break up is like, well, I'm gonna date all your friends.
Yeah,
like
obviously.
that's just that's it.
Yeah.
I really like the in the chorus, I really love the way so watch me strike a match on all my wasted time. I
Yeah.
love how that hits. Like how she sings
Yeah.
it, the attitude behind it, the imagery behind
Yeah.
it, like strike a match on all my wasted time because you're just burning it down
Yeah.
to the ground. Like I love that. Fire. Girl loves fire as well. She loves
Yeah.
to burn things down.
Totally.
It's incredible. I'm trying to think if there's anything in like any regular stanzas. No, that's my favorite part. Watch me strike a match on all my wasted time.
'Kay.
I love that.
If you want to look up Teardrops on My Guitar
will,
for you,
I will,
so you're
I
ready
will.
for the next one. So next song, another freaking banger, Teardrops on My Guitar, which is another one of her most
Too
well-known
good.
songs. And then this is where we get
Drew
introduced to
looks
Drew
happy.
Hardwick.
Right.
And she name drops him in the first line, right?
First,
Drew looks at me.
Drew looks at me. It's the
Yeah.
opening of the song.
Yeah.
First name drop on record,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
I don't think she ever said anybody's name.
she
in
hasn't
the other
name
songs.
drop yet. Yeah.
That's it.
Taylor told fans that Drew would often ask her for advice and date ideas for his girlfriend, and she would give him ideas to be a good friend. kind of crazy. Drew Hardwick was arrested in 2015 for child abuse. I know.
His own child?
I
mean,
didn't
doesn't
really
matter.
I didn't
Whoever
really
kid.
look into it, but yeah. It's
Oh,
funny because in the article I was reading, they
What
were
kind
like
of child abuse?
I didn't really
Didn't
read
really look
into
at
it.
it. Yeah, I mean, whatever. He's a
I was
child
like,
abuser.
yeah. I know.
Wow.
So they were like, maybe it's a good thing they didn't end up
No,
together,
honestly, like,
which is crazy. But
good thing he's,
when
you
this
know, I
song
hope he's not
came
looking
out-
at you anymore.
yeah, no, totally not. When this song came out, he tried to get back in contact with her. He left voicemails and tried to call her, and she said that she felt too awkward to call him back, which is funny.
I mean, of course.
And 2 years after the album's release, she was leaving her house to go to a Predators game with Kelly Pickler and Carrie
Oh my God.
Underwood.
Right.
And
Both
Drew
so
Hardwick
famous at the time.
appeared at her driveway.
No.
Yeah, he was in her driveway, and she, in the interview, she was like, yo, yeah, they were just like, he was just like, hey, how's it going? And he was like, why are you here? Like, it's a little late, but it was a civilized conversation, she said it was.
Right.
And she
my
said that she
God.
conjectured multiple theories as to why he appeared at her house, and one of them was that he was attempting to prove to his friend that he was indeed the subject of Teardrops on My Guitar.
Right.
And other possibilities was that he wanted to rebuild their friendship, was hoping that Swift was still pining away from him.
Oh, God.
And Swift said
take a
it would have been
seat, Drew.
poetic if he approached her upon the album's release, and she would have accepted, but by that time she already moved on.
I mean, yeah, fucking forget it. Years
Yeah.
later, all of a sudden, I'm famous as hell.
Yeah,
like,
right.
This must have been when the album
Cloud
really
Chaser.
started taking off. She
Yeah.
releases the album 2 years later. It's popping off.
Yeah.
Now she's, linking arms with Carrie Underwood and Kelly Pickler, the hottest of the hot in country
No,
music
literally.
at the time. These 3 beautiful blondies going down the street, and all of a
Going
sudden we
to a
got
Predators
Drew
game.
coming out of the woods.
Yeah.
Like literally
Yeah.
in Nashville. What are you
Pulling
doing in
up.
Nashville, by the way? You're from
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
No, this is when she moved.
Oh, Drew is in Nashville.
Yeah, Drew is Nashville too.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But even still, what
Even
are you doing
still.
at Taylor's house? I just feel like stop. That's so
Yeah.
bizarre. Wow. I wonder what he's up to today.
I know, me too. I should have done a deeper dive, but I don't really want to give Drew
No.
the spotlight because clearly he's thirsty.
We don't
for
need
it.
to give him. Yeah, exactly. Ew, I hate that. Oh, imagine the satisfaction though of
Oh,
that.
yeah,
like, when
totally.
she comes
That
to your
must have
house,
been sick.
like he's literally in her driveway. I'm imagining like, hey, Taylor,
Yeah, hey,
it's
remember
me, Drew,
Yeah.
from the song. You wrote that song
Yeah,
about me.
Yeah. Any chance you still like me?
That would oof, man.
Yeah.
Just validation.
I'd be like, sorry, I'm going to the
vindication.
Predators game with Kelly Pickler.
Sorry, I'm off with my friends Kelly and Carrie.
Yeah.
I can't really talk right
Yeah,
now.
text me. I'll talk to
Like
you later.
just so good.
Yeah.
So good. His peak. He was like this is his peak. It was being
No,
Drew
literally.
and teardrops on my guitar.
I'm surprised he hasn't tried to do like a tell-all or some shit.
I'm shocked. I wonder if he has some kind of like I wonder that sometimes about these people. Like does Taylor ever eventually feel like, all right, if I give him a cut or something, he's not gonna. But also, what would he say? He's gonna talk shit about a 14-year-old
yeah,
girl?
no,
Please.
literally.
No
Yeah.
way. After however many years, forget it.
Yeah,
It's
that would
disgusting.
be crazy.
It's crazy behavior.
And then my favorite lyrics from Tears of My Car are,
Yeah.
I'll bet she's beautiful, that girl he talks about, and she's got everything that I have to live without.
I love that.
Which I just feel like is the quintessential way a 14, 15-year-old girl feels in high school. Like thinking that she has everything.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, she's probably just as like insecure as you are.
Of course.
Yeah.
Something I'll read my favorites in a second. Something that actually no, it applies. This one it's geared towards Drew, but it applies to girls as well. The and there he goes so perfectly, the kind of flawless I wish I could be. That I think is like I love how it's sung too. The kind of flawless I wish I could be. Like I like
Yeah.
how she sings it, but it goes hand in hand with your thing. It's like insecurity was at that age is such a prominent feeling, and when I was reading up on Wikipedia or whatever, it went into it a little bit about that, talking about how the songs that she wrote about and why people seemed to gravitate towards them so much is because of the vulnerability
Right.
in insecurity.
Right.
And Taylor herself has said that she thinks it's one of the biggest problems like for young women in the world is like being insecure and being made to feel insecure.
Totally.
Because it leads to a million other avenues. And yeah, wow. It's powerful stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Powerful stuff.
It's
from our
crazy how
girl.
like even now, like 20, like reading some of these lyrics, it's like I still feel like that.
No, it's so completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Not much has changed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I think it's, dare I say it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
Damn, I have a
Speaking of like
hole in my
feeling
tights.
vulnerable, A Place in This World is the next song
Trying
on
to
the
find a
album,
place in
which
this
is literally, I
world.
think this may or may not have been the first time I ever listened to this song.
Really?
All the way through. Yeah.
That's nice.
There's a few on this album that
There were a few for me
yeah.
too. But
A Place in
I'm
This
just
World
a
is definitely that first one.
girl. I
And
think Place in This World maybe. Oh yeah, because it came after Teardrops on My Guitar. Place in This World is one of those songs that like I would listen to the beginning and it would just kind of be playing, so I would
Yeah.
hear it a bunch of times because I was always listening to Teardrops on My Guitar. You know how like you always kind of
Yeah,
learn
yeah,
the song
yeah.
after the song
Yeah,
you play all the
totally.
time because it just comes up automatically. That's how I know it.
But yeah, this song is so, it's very like little girl vibes, like very
Totally.
young and cute and uncertainty of the future. And
Mm-hmm.
she said, I wrote this song when I was 13 and I had just moved to Nashville. It was tough trying to find out how I was going to get where I wanted to go. I knew where I wanted to be, but I just didn't know how to get there. I'm really happy this is on the album because I feel like I finally figured it out,
Aw.
which is very cute.
adorable.
And Taylor originally wanted to name this album A Place in This World before later deciding to call it Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. I
Yeah.
think she made the right choice. I think
Yeah,
A Place
I
in This
agree.
World is a good title for the song, but it is kind of like it's juvenile in
Yeah,
a way,
yeah,
which
yeah.
it makes sense at the time. But I think that her first album just being her name took or kind of opened up the door for people to be like, oh, who is this artist, and not automatically assume she's like a young girl. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
Which,
agreed.
Which doesn't really matter, but. With everything they were talking about in the country community not wanting to accept a younger
Yeah,
person,
totally.
like, you don't want to give them too much.
Yeah, and I feel like it puts an overarching theme on an album that may not apply to
Exactly.
everything. Yeah.
Exactly. Totally agree.
But it's funny because for favorite lyrics, I literally just this song really doesn't have the emotion.
Dogs?
That was a large ass bark. The
Whose dog is barking?
I think it's Tara's.
Oh, yeah.
Um.
Maybe there's another dog in the place.
Oh shit. Dog fight.
Dogs. Anyway.
But the lyrics I have is literally, "Oh, I'm just a girl trying to find a place in this world."
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
love it.
literally true.
Oh,
Like
I'm
literally just a girl trying to find a place in this world.
Always.
But
I
like, there's really not a lot of emotional depth when it comes to the lyricism of this song, I would say.
I agree. I think for me, I like the build up to trying to find a place in this world. The I'm alone on my own and that's all I know. I'll be strong, I'll be wrong, but life goes on.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm alone on my own and it's all I know.
Yeah.
That song always gets me like pumped up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or that part of the song gets me pumped up. It gets me like singing in the car, yelling in the car. It's one of those things where it's like similar to how I feel when I listen to You're on Your Own, Kid, but with a totally different vibe, obviously, because of the tone of the song, like the sound of the song. The songs where it's like I'm alone on my own, you're on your own, kid. Like
Yeah.
those things, like they kind of hit me in a way that I'm always unexpected by. I don't expect to be so like torn up about it, but now as like an adult, where I'm on my own, I'm on
Yeah.
my own, and so that hit me present day, even though it's an old song.
Yeah, I feel that. My favorite song on this album, Cold As You, is the next
Yeah,
song.
you love this song.
Love
I don't,
this song.
I don't know the song nearly well enough.
Cannot wait.
I barely knew the chorus. Like I
for-
knew it, but barely.
Yeah, I can't wait for her to re-record this
Yeah.
if that is going to happen. I think this is one of her best songs lyrically on this album for sure.
Definitely.
She told Rolling Stone that this is her favorite song on the album.
Ooh.
And she said, the hook is, I've never been anywhere cold as you. I love a line in a song where afterward you're just like, burn.
Oh yeah.
Which is hilarious and like so
So
classic Baby
true.
Taylor. Like I can hear her saying that like
100%. Yes.
in her little voice being
Adorable.
like, burn.
Burn.
Yeah. She
Burn.
wrote the song
Ooh,
with
burn.
Liz Rose. Yeah.
Mhm.
She said, I wrote the song with Liz in the Rolling Stone interview. She said, I wrote the song with Liz, and I think the lyrics to this song are some of the best we've ever written. It's about that moment where you realize someone isn't at all who you thought they were, and that you've been trying to make excuses for someone who doesn't deserve them, and that some people are just never going to love you. We were halfway through writing this when I started singing, and now that I'm sitting here thinking it through, I've never been anywhere cold as you. And then notably, Cold As You, fifth song on
Track
the album.
five,
This
track
is kind of what
five.
started that trend of her putting her more emotionally vulnerable songs as her
Yes.
track 5.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Emotionally vulnerable and personal.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Isn't that what she says? Which is why people always think that the track fives are like
Yeah.
directly about her life always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this song. It kind of speaks for itself too, like lyrics wise. If you just read the lyrics, you can get what the song is about.
It's a really good. It's very well written.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. I think that by a mile the best, the most well written song on the album.
Yeah.
For sure.
My favorite lyrics are, "You have a way of coming easily to me, and when you take the very best of me. So I start a fight because I need to feel something, and you do what you'd want because I'm not what you wanted." And that's like, I think it's like the first lyrics, like the first part of the song.
Like stanza. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
like whatever it's called,
Verse?
and yeah, first verse.
Yeah.
And I think starting off the song like that is so, it pulls you in right away, like, because I start a fight because I need to feel something, which is such a intense feeling to feel as a young person. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely. Or to recognize.
Yeah,
you feel
yeah,
that way as a young
recognize
person,
that-
because I definitely. I mean, I've definitely done that.
Yeah.
Like, but unintentionally. I don't
Yeah, but you
realize
don't-
I've done
exactly.
it until I've already done it. It's like, well, why did I just start that fight, or why did I just do whatever? And then you realize it's like, well, I'm shaking it up.
You're
for
trying to
some
get as
reason.
much as you can from this person. If it's a fight, like,
Completely.
at least you're getting something.
At least you're getting something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine are, and this so I listened to this on, I'm trying to think, Saturday when I was like getting ready to go out or go to brunch, and this song came on, and I had a situation where I had to stop and like do my makeup again because the line in this song, and like I said, I am not very well versed with "Cold as You," but now I need to start listening to it more because this line really hit home in a way that I was like, is this my life? You know what I mean? Again, she's 14 years old, whatever, when she's writing these songs. And so there's no way, but somehow it's, you put up walls and paint them all a shade of gray, and I stood there loving you and wished them all away. And it's just like,
Yeah, I
That's
almost
too-
put that as mine too.
oh my God.
Yeah.
It just feels so, it's very real in my life because of all the literal gray walls that are in my life. But then also that feeling of hopelessness, I think,
Yeah,
translates.
you're just like
It's definitely
standing
the
in between. Yeah,
saddest.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love this song, and
Excellent song.
Yeah. So
Well
the next
worthy
one,
of your love.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my God, Joe, wait, before we continue, I totally forgot to ask you if you had seen when Swifty Dave did an unboxing recently for Miss Peaches.
Oh, I watched all of them.
The Miss Peaches unboxing. Miss Peaches is taking the world by
By
storm.
storm.
But one of the things that Miss Peaches got was a custom pillowcase with her name on it. And
saw that.
It actually came from our friends over at Bowl and Branch,
Yes.
which we had the pleasure of meeting when last week.
yeah, on
we
Thursday
were
they were fabulous.
doing our March Madness thing.
Yep.
We met them and they were wonderful, and we're so happy to have them on
They
board.
gave
with
us some
Taylor Watch.
pillowcases.
We got pillowcases.
Yeah.
We got sheets on the way.
Yeah.
We're gonna be living large and luxury. I'm so excited about it, and just thrilled to have met them. And they're really, really good people. So
Yes.
listen to what we have to say. Bowl and Branch's signature sheets are the perfect way to start upgrading your sleep. These best-selling sheets feel incredible on night one and get softer with every single wash, which is so clutch, especially when you get nice sheets. You want them to feel good. You want them to settle in. And as long as you're washing them, you know that it's only making them better. They're made with the finest 100% organic cotton and are completely free from toxins. So important, especially to like my face. I've got combination skin.
yeah.
I always have, something's always wrong with my
Yeah.
face, and I'm always being really careful about
You need to be
what
good with
you-
your-
what you
put on your
your
face.
body.
Yeah.
What you put on your face, you put on your body when you're sleeping. They feel buttery soft yet super breathable, so the perfect for the warm months ahead, and are loved by millions of sleepers. Oh my God, dogs love them too. Miss Peaches,
Yeah.
Miss Peaches in the house. Their signature sheets come in 14 versatile colors in all sizes, from twin all the way up to a California king.
Yes.
Sleep better with the softest, most breathable bedding from Bowl and Branch during their best discount of the entire season. See for yourself why Miss Peaches is living that luxury life and why she's so happy now. Go ahead and use promo KEEGS for 20% off. That's right, 20% off your order when you use promo code KEEGS at bowlandbranch.com. That's Bowl and Branch, BOLLANDBRANCH.com. Promo code KEEGS.
So excited. I'm
Check it
I'm
out.
pretty sure my sheets are supposed to come.
Mine have arrived. I know they're there, and I'm about
Oh.
to. Tonight I'm doing laundry.
I think mine come today or
and-
tomorrow.
or I think that they're there. I got a notification that I have packages, and I am doing laundry tonight, and I'm gonna wash them and put them on. Ooh, nothing
I
better
can't
than
wait.
getting
I was
in.
telling the guy, I was like,
Yeah.
I've had Amazon sheets my whole life.
Forever,
Yeah,
forever.
I can't.
never
I just
splurge
I
on
can't wait
sheets.
to have
It's
nice.
one of those things, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
It's
one of
so
those things.
worth it. Like
it is.
it makes everything better. So yeah.
Completely. Cannot wait. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much to the Bull and Branch people, and we look forward to getting great night's sleeps and looking fabulous doing it.
Next one is The Outside, which is another one
This is the baby song.
where I think is probably her least strong song on the album.
I agree.
In my opinion.
This is the one that I saw. I don't know if it says it in your notes too that she was 12 and she
was
wrote
12.
it.
Yeah. So it makes sense. She was 12 years old when she wrote this song.
12 and wrote it because she was feeling isolated from her peers because she was like doing music.
Yeah.
Right. That
So
was the gist.
she did an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and she said, I was a complete outcast at school and never fit in, never felt like I belonged. A lot of times back then when I was 12 or 13, I'd write songs about relationships when I wasn't in relationships because I would look at other people and try to observe what they were going through. But in the case of The Outside, I was writing exactly what I saw. I was writing from pain, and I've always felt so lucky because I've never needed an escape like drinking or drugs or anything like that to escape from the bad days. Music has always been that escape for me. This is one of the first songs I ever wrote, and it talks about the very reason I ever started writing songs. It was when I was 12 years old, and this is a repeat. I was taller and sang country music at karaoke bars and festivals on weekends while other girls went to sleepovers. Some days I woke up not knowing if anyone was going to talk to me that day. I think every person comes to a point in their life when you have to go through a long string of bad days. You can choose to let it drag you down, or you can find ways to rise above it. I came to the conclusion that even though people hadn't always been there for me, music had. It's strange to think how different my life would be right now if I had been one of the cool kids.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
Which
she
is
wouldn't
funny.
be right. She
Yeah.
wouldn't be who she is today. And also, I mean, she was ultimately the coolest kid.
Yeah,
Like, that's what
which
you
is
were
crazy.
the coolest kid. And isn't that always the case?
Yeah,
where it's
right.
like all the cool kids end up being
Losers,
assholes and
yeah.
losers and whatever. And I think it must have been really sad to be. I'm trying to think of the right word. As an adult, even as an adult, all you want all day long is for people to take you seriously.
Yeah.
Like that's all you want. It's for somebody to believe in you, to take you seriously, to respect you and admire the whatever work it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Imagine being 12, 13 years old and you're at school and you're like, "Hey guys, I write music and I perform at things and whatever." And you think like this is awesome. Like
Yeah.
I'm a talent. I can play instruments, I could do whatever, I can write songs, like it's amazing. And everyone's like talking shit about you.
Yeah, like-
it's crazy that happens in school. People make fun of the kids who did like modeling,
Yeah.
people do whatever.
Like
I
theater
never
and shit.
understood that. Yeah. But even like I'm not saying I'm not guilty. I don't think I really made fun of people for that.
Well, it's
I was
because
more
it
jealous.
requires you to like put yourself out there, and I feel like kids
Totally.
get so jealous or like insecure about the fact that they are too insecure to put themselves out there. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's hard to like
Putting
support.
attention on yourself like isn't cool, kind of, or
Right.
like isn't seem cool. Doesn't seem cool. Yeah.
Right, because a lot of people are too afraid to fail.
Yeah,
and so they don't want
totally.
to put themselves out there, and they want to bring down people who aren't failing and whatever. It's just the common theme of life, pretty much. But I think it's funny that she, was going through all this and whatever, and was like observing other people and like writing what she saw, like not specifically for this one, but like writing about their lives and how she observed them. And I think being an observant person is so important in writing, generally speaking. And she just seems to be like the best in the world at it. I also like her job of being tall. I bet she was like 5'9", 100 pounds and got made fun of every day for it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I bet that, that was the kind of life that she lived. And I bet all those fucking people are just eating it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't even imagine
Oh my
going
God.
to school with her and being like, wow.
How do you
Yeah.
live with yourself
Yeah.
if you were making fun of it? But I mean, it's hard to be hard on yourself when you're 14
Yeah.
years old, but still, or 12 years old, still
It's crazy.
can't handle it.
Next, favorite lyric.
Oh, yeah, do we do favorite lyrics?
For me, it's "You saw me there, but never knew that I would give it up, that I would give it all up to be a part of this, a part of you," which I think is cute, and it's cute because she's like, "I would
like
give
that
this
too.
all up to just feel like normal or like fit in," and I feel like that's that's what happens to a lot of kids is they give up their dreams because they just want to fit in and be a part of the cool kid squad. I mean, I feel like when I moved to 6th grade, I stopped doing like theater and acting and stuff because I was scared that people were going to make fun of me.
Of course.
And I look back and I'm just like, well, I mean, look at what you do now. If anything, you just would have benefited you in the long run. And yeah, so I
wonder if things are different now to a certain extent. I feel like, yes.
Like if it's cool now to like...
Because everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to be a TikTok star and it wants to be in theater, be in whatever. Like, I wonder what the levels are of like what's cool and uncool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like is it cool to do theater now?
Who are people getting bullied for? What are people getting bullied for now is my question. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Because it still exists. As much as people want to stifle bullying, it'll always exist. There are always assholes in the world, and there are always assholes having kids and then turn them into assholes. So bullying will always happen.
Yeah, that's true.
As far as favorite lyrics for here, I like the "Baby, I've got nowhere to go. I try to take the road less traveled by, but nothing seems to work the first few times." Am I right? And I like that, just in the way of like
road less traveled by.
Yeah, you tell yourself all the time like, oh man, like nothing always works, or nothing always works the first few times. You keep trying, you fall, you get back up, you fall, you get back up. You're, she's watching all these kids live their life, keep her on the outside, and she's just like, all right, well, one of these days it'll all make sense. It'll all work out. And thankfully, it did.
It did, yeah. Next song is Tied Together with a Smile, which...
This was a song that I was like, what is this song? Like, I was listening to it, and I was like, oh, excuse me, question mark?
I knew this song because... Did she do this as a surprise song?
I think kind of recently, yes.
Kind of recently she did, because I was
like,
oh, wait, I don't know that song, and then I listened to it, and I was like, oh, wait, I do know this song.
I sort of know it, but even right now, I couldn't, like, sing it. I don't think I could sing it along with you.
Yeah. It's actually has way deeper of a meaning than I realized.
Oh?
In the same interview with Entertainment Weekly, Taylor said that she wrote Tied Together with a Smile about one of my friends who is this beauty queen, pageant princess, a gorgeous, popular girl in high school. Every guy wanted to be with her. Every girl wanted to be her. I wrote that song the day I found out she had an eating disorder. There are a couple songs in the album like that are just watching other people and making observations. But most of the songs on the album are about actual people that have been in my life. I tend to be kind of blatantly obvious, and with my songs, I'll even mention names a lot of times, obviously. So I had no idea that this song was for a girl who was battling a eating disorder.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I didn't know at all.
It's so sad to think about, too, her writing this song for that girl and then struggling with her own eating
having her own
issues.
Struggles later.
Yeah, later.
Well,
like,
you wonder
she
if
talks about it in Miss Americana.
Completely.
Yeah.
You wonder if that is kind of because something interesting that I think about this, and something that Taylor does often, is like she'll write a song about other people like this.
Yeah.
But only when she feels like strongly about it. You know what I mean? Like, for example, they say Sweet Nothing is about Paul McCartney and his wife and their relationship or whatever. But when you listen to that song, it sounds like it's Taylor's life. It sounds very much like that. So I wonder if things that are closer to home strike these artistic chords for her, so much so, like, she hears this girl struggling and she's so, like, saddened by it and can't believe that someone that everyone admires, who seems to have everything going for themselves or whatever, is struggling this way, and the only way she can process is to write something about it. Because maybe there's those her own insecurities, her own feelings kind of come out at the end of the day, and then it's like exercising these things without having to actually confront it for yourself. It's kind of like healing through relating. Does that make sense?
No, totally.
Yeah, maybe.
Totally. Healing through relating for sure.
But that just kind of, Yeah,
and I mean, I feel like this whole album has that sense of, like, standing on the outside, looking in, and being like, when will I ever be good enough? When will it be my turn to be the beautiful girl that everybody wants to be? And I think it's interesting how, like, she's slowly also realizing that those people don't feel that way too, you know, like everyone actually has their own struggles and own stories, and not everything not everything's picture perfect. Not everything's great. On the outside.
Nothing is as it seems most of the time.
Yeah. It's like not only realizing that about people, but realizing about yourself. And I think that's like a big thing that you go through at a young age, 14, 15. Like, you're just comparing yourself constantly to other people. And meanwhile,
Always.
you're not realizing other people are probably comparing themselves to you.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite lyrics from this song is, I guess it's true that love was all you wanted, because you're giving it away like it's extra change, hoping it'll end up in his pocket, but he leaves you out like a penny in the rain. Oh, because it's not his price to pay.
Ooh.
I know.
Strong.
Like, it's so, yeah, because you're giving it away like it's extra change, hoping it will end up in his pocket, but he leaves you out like a penny in the rain. Yeah,
That's like,
it's just like, I just feel like every girl goes through that
Lyrically,
experience.
It's so,
yeah,
right. And also,
yeah.
too, I
or
love
every
the
person.
way, 100%.
Yeah,
I also just love the way that she writes. Like, I love how the words sound together. Like, I love that in your pocket, change, penny in the rain. Like, the way that it's not alliteration and it's not rhyming. I don't know
Just like the
exactly what that
imagery.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
the imagery
yeah.
maybe something about it. I just love the way that she describes these moments of feeling less than, because sometimes it needs to be like painted a picture in a dramatic way. Like, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. I think I like the hold on, baby, you're losing it. The water's high, you're jumping into it and letting go, and no one knows that you cry, but you don't tell anyone. Which I think is just, kind of part of the message of the song is putting on a mask for people who expect you to be perfect, to look perfect, and treat you as such. And if ever for a second, all eyes are on you, and if for a second you're slipping, they're going to know, they're going to notice, and it puts that pressure on you that can sometimes lead to awful things and insecurities, like this poor girl. I wonder where that girl is today.
Yeah, me too.
I hope she's okay.
Me too.
And I hope she listens to that song and feels good about herself.
Yeah.
She should.
Next song is actually the first Taylor Swift song I ever remember listening to, Stay Beautiful, because my friend Hannah, shout out Hannah, she had a giant crush on this kid named Corey in our class.
Oh, God.
And she would always sing, Corey's eyes are like a jungle, his smile is like the radio. So I very much remember hearing that song for the first
really
time.
cute.
Shout out to Corey McManus.
I didn't know any Corys. Corey McManus.
He was like the best
Irish
lacrosse
boy?
player.
Sounds like it.
He was Irish, but he had like dark hair. He was
right,
tall, very good at sports. So he was like, everyone had a big crush on him. Yeah,
of course.
And Corey's eyes were like a jungle. Yeah,
that's amazing. I didn't know any. I don't think I knew any Corys, or like any Corys I was interested in. I don't know if I couldn't. I didn't really know any Drews either. I had a hard time when she was naming like.
Yeah, no, I
naming
never
songs.
knew a Drew.
I always wanted to like do it, but I didn't know.
Yeah,
it.
I never knew a Drew.
Yeah.
She said, so Taylor said in 2010, I suppose it all started with my first crush in 4th grade, Corey Robinson. He said that he liked the cool girl. She had straight hair, and little did he know that I was writing songs about him after school. And it's funny because she also said, after hearing my songs, a lot of people ask me, how many boyfriends have you had? And I always tell them that more of my songs come from observation than actual experience. In other words, you don't have to date someone to write a song about them. This is a song I wrote about a guy I never dated.
Right. It's almost like people forget that your imagination exists.
Yeah.
Like, what is
She's like, this song is about a guy I thought was cute, and we never really talked much, but something about him inspired this song.
Love that.
Yeah. It's like sometimes
Nothing
you
wrong
don't.
with that.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have especially when you're young, you have these crushes that feel so debilitating that they take up. You're writing their name in your notebook.
I had a crush on someone new every year. Like every year I go to my new class and I'd be like, all right, who do I have a crush on this year?
And
then
it's
I'd be like
that's
fucking
like your
obsessed
focus.
with them the whole time.
And
like,
I probably don't. I don't think I talked to any boy I had a crush on.
No.
And I was picturing us and getting married and having children.
Always.
We never spoke
I
one
remember
word, so
all
I
their
get
names
it.
still. Like, do you remember like all their names? Like, if I were to list through, I'm not going to do it because I worry about people getting mad. One time I put I'm going to tell this brief story. Don't make a clip of this because I don't want. I'm so afraid he's going to see it. So I have a friend he's a very nice person. Nothing wrong with him at all. We went to prom together, and I kind of recently posted a photo of us like going to prom, maybe like 2 years ago. Maybe not even that long ago. And I posted on Twitter, and I was like, shout out to him. He was like a great guy. Brought me to prom. I was sick the whole time. It was like it was a whole thing. I was complimenting him for putting up with me. Then he was like, haha, oh my God, like, can't believe, like, blah, blah, whatever, what an old pic.
Yeah.
All great. Like a week later, he asked me to delete it. He was like, can you take it down? Because, like, I don't know. Really don't know why. Like, I don't know why he wanted me to delete it. Maybe he was like paranoid about work or something. And I
Yeah.
was like, I do not know what the fuck is the problem here.
Yeah.
So now, since then, I'm because I would throw around government names, nobody's business. I'm like, all these people are in my life. Like, who cares
Yeah.
if I use their name? Like, are they pissed to be associated with me? Now I like won't use anybody's name because I'm so paranoid. I have no idea.
Interesting.
I didn't ask him. I was too embarrassed to be like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why do I have
Well,
to
I
take this
also feel
down?
like people get weird about like just anything being on the internet.
True. I have to think of it like that too. But again, we were in high school. Who cares?
Yeah.
But people care apparently.
Yeah, totally.
So anyway, but
That's
yes, but
hilarious.
if you were to tell me, you wouldn't even have to put a gun to my head. You could be like, hey, can you casually list
No, I
the
remember.
boys you had crushes on from kindergarten until, let's see, probably 6th grade, maybe certainly through high
Yes.
school. But a lot of the guys in high school like carried over multiple years.
Yeah,
you know
high
what I mean?
school, I like still have crush.
Yeah, no, literally. Like I still cry. Like I still like look people up on being like, oh, you're a kid now, great. Like,
Yeah, literally. Like
cool.
some of my guy friends. I'm
I
like,
guess the ship has sailed.
wait, I still
you
like
know?
you. Like from my crush from like high school. I'm like, I still like
Literally.
you.
I can't see people.
Yeah.
Like if I were to see anyone that I had a crush on, like present day, I think I'd be weird. I think I'd be like, oh my God, stop. Like I'd go right back to that time being like, oh my God, I
Well,
have a crush and they're not like, no one was ever interested in me. Like I never dated any of the people that I like had a crush on.
okay.
It never translated. Maybe one or two.
I-
Again, once we got to high school, but never
I like
in
Loki
middle
had a
school.
lot of boyfriends in middle school.
FOMO.
Yeah.
I did not. I had one boyfriend in the 6th
And
grade.
I was so ugly, and I was also like 5'10", so I don't know how I got boyfriends. I think because everyone was just like
You were
horny
powerful.
and wanted to kiss.
Yeah, of course. You were powerful. You were the tall girl.
Yeah,
They were like,
I,
wow.
I would just bully them into dating me.
Of course, of course. It's the only way.
I'll
It's the
step
only
on
way.
you. But yeah,
Amazing.
my favorite lyrics from this song is, "And when you find everything you looked for, I hope your life leads you back
It's
to my
back
door,"
door.
which is so cute. Just
So
cute
cute.
lyric. Yeah,
Adorable.
Yeah,
Super cute. I will say about this song,
beautiful.
I like it, but it's also one of those songs that I sing in kind of like an annoying voice, like
Yeah.
because for
Yeah.
some reason, something about it. I don't know.
It's very.
I don't dislike it at all.
Yeah, it's very like girly.
It's a little girly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cute. However, I think that the opening lyrics to the song,
Yeah.
Corey's eyes like a jungle. He smiles, it's like the radio. He whispers songs into my window in words that nobody knows.
Yeah, it's so
I
cute.
love that.
Love that.
And it's the Drew looks at me and Corey's eyes are like a jungle are some of her most like memorable beginnings of songs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
totally.
You never forget the
No,
beginning of
yeah.
Teardrops on My Guitar or of Stay Beautiful. You
Yeah.
always remember them because they're just for some reason.
Do you
maybe
think
it must be-
jungle means green? Like, right? Yeah, it has to. Right?
I think means like green, maybe like a hazel with like green and brown.
Right,
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
I imagine hazel.
Yeah, okay.
always.
I saw,
hazel,
like,
a light hazel.
Okay.
You know?
I saw like a mix of dark and light green.
Yeah. That would be sick.
Yeah, that would be
That
cool.
would be sick. That'd be a handsome man, Corey. Corey's-
Next song, banger. Should have said no.
Woo!
This was actually a last minute addition to the album. She wrote this song when she was 16. And according to Country Weekly magazine, she was inspired to write it after she discovered that her boyfriend had cheated on her. No duh.
fucked up.
The first line that came to her was the title, and she wrote the chorus in 5 minutes. Swift has also said that many
Obsessed.
of the lyrics were based on actual words that she used when confronting her then boyfriend.
Fuck yeah.
Taylor said, "Picture to Burn has an angry, I'm done with you attitude, or I'm done with him attitude, while Should Have Said No is more of a moral statement. It's an I love you, we were awesome and great together, but you messed this up, and I would still be with you if you had said yes. Oh, sorry. And I would still be with you kind of thing. You said yes, and you should have said no." Bang.
This was my favorite. This I think is my favorite song on this album. Like
Yeah.
by far,
Yeah.
far and away. Should Have Said No is what a ballad. Especially when I was angsty. I'm sure at that time I would have been 17, 18. I remember specifically driving around in my car, blasting this song, and just like, fretting about boys. I had at this time I was like so obsessed with this guy who I'm kind of like pine over sometimes, but he just treated me like garbage
Yeah.
forever. We never actually dated, but like, everybody thought we did. It's fucking nightmare.
Yeah, of
asshole, dick
course.
fuck. This album really did make me like put me. And remember, I kept saying I was like, I'm having a hard time like deep diving because it's bringing up like old shit. And this song or this album really was like bringing up old shit because of all the time that I listened to it. Made me think of all these people, and it like I have this anger. But Should Have Said No is one of those songs where like you hear it and you completely understand what she's saying and why she's saying it, because so many of us have been in that position where you confront your boyfriend or whoever, and they try to downplay what happened.
Yeah, totally.
They're like, oh no, we were just hanging out.
Yeah.
Perfect example, actually. Oh. Fucking Love Is Blind. Did you watch Love Is Blind this
No.
season? Oh my God. So they're in Love Is Blind this season. One of the guys got together with one of the girls. I'm talking about, I can't think of their names. Amy is the girl, the blonde. The guy who all right, doesn't matter. One of the guys is going out with one of the girls. They make it through the experiment. They leave. They're engaged. Whatever. They get their phones back. He has a DM from the second choice girl, Sarah Ann, I think her name is, and the DM was like, "Hey, just want to say it was really nice to meet you."
And he hung out with her in like
blah, blah, blah.
in a parking lot.
Yes, but more than that, drove her home. Like all these things that were shady.
Yeah.
That. Implied that more was happening and that they were lying. And if he just fucking said no from the beginning, if he just said no, get a fucking Uber, then the entire thing could have been different. Should have said no.
Yeah, I really liked that the lyrics were based on like actual words that she said.
Much.
Yeah,
Like what do you think was real?
See, her just like bitching. I also love her.
I can't resist before you go tell me this. Like, was it worth it? Was she worth this?
That's what I have as my favorite lyrics.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
Amazing. That's what I think would be most likely to be like
because
real.
It's like you can't even help yourself. Like before I go, like I just have to know, like was she worth all this bullshit?
Completely.
Like because obviously like if you want to leave the bigger person, like you just walk away, like whatever. But like sometimes you just have to ask.
You have to
like
know.
I just one more thing before I go, like. I just have to get this off my chest, which I love thinking about her saying this to someone in person. Like,
Absolutely.
was she worth this?
Right.
And I also love her and Joe Jonas's performance of this at the Jonas Brothers. Was it the Burning Up? Oh no, their 3D movie.
3D movie. Yeah.
Yeah, they performed the song
Burning
in the 3D
Up was
movie.
after,
Yeah.
Burning Up.
Which is so iconic. And I'm pretty sure Joe Jonas cheated on Taylor Swift? Question mark with Camilla.
Oh yeah, that's right. Better Than Revenge is originally about that girl, right?
But I think maybe there was just a murky timeline.
A little bit of potential overlap of days, things like that.
So according to the song's secret message in the album lyric booklet, they had secret messages for each of the songs in the booklet. When you get the CDs, the boy in question's name is Sam. This is a reference to a high school flame, Sam Armstrong, who confirmed he had a relationship with Taylor. He also said that they got back together after she found out that they cheated on him.
Taylor!
Which is very funny.
Don't take him back.
So relatable.
I also wonder if that's real. Like, has she ever...
I know. She never said...
He's like, yeah, we got back together. And she's like, no, bitch, we never fucking did.
Yeah,
but that's
I wonder if they actually did her back, because that is very relatable, obviously. Like, every girl goes through that. And then obviously you have to think about the iconic Country Music Awards performance of Shoulda Said No, where she's in the hoodie and hits the chorus and they rip it off. She's wearing the black dress and the rain is coming down. Just iconic. And I feel like that performance cemented that song in my brain for the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
Like 2009 or it was 2008.
Would have been 08, 09 area.
Yeah.
It definitely would have been.
And I'll never forget seeing that and being like, I love her.
It's powerful. It's also kind of like I personally am someone who loves sassy, bitchy, stand up for yourself Taylor.
Yeah, totally.
That version of Taylor. So obviously I love Taylor in all aspects, but that part of Taylor, I think, didn't come out enough when she was younger. I think that she didn't feel like she was able to be that kind of person and had to be this docile little lamb and whatever. And occasionally we'd get a song like this, and these songs were always the fucking best. I was like, this, yes, you're right. You deserve better than this. This is a massive hit.
You should have said no.
He should have said fucking no. Do not question yourself. Absolutely. And powerful Taylor is always my favorite.
Favorite lyrics?
Let's see. I'm looking. I think the Oh wait, I just found it and I just got rid of it. You can see that I've been crying, baby. You knew all the right things to say, but do you honestly expect me to believe we could ever be the same?
Yeah.
I fucking love that. But
Do you honestly expect me to believe? Yeah.
that we could ever be the same? Obsessed.
So good. Wait, we kind of just
Obsessed.
also crushed that.
Yeah, we really did.
Yeah.
So you're welcome again. That was an apology for
Yeah,
Picture to
for
Burn
the
earlier.
Jeez Louise.
Picture to Burn was tough. It's
yeah.
high up there, man.
Next one.
Next one.
Mary's song. Oh my.
This one's got a little flag, a little pin in it, a little Travis invisible string foreshadowing in it.
Yes, that's true. I didn't
We'll
even
get
add
to.
that into that. But
Mhm.
87, 89.
I listened to it this morning or yesterday, and that part came up, and it's all the way at the end, which I thought it was like more in the song.
It's like
but
the
it's
last.
really not.
It's like the last.
Literally the
lyric.
last line,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll be 87, you'll be 89.
Yep,
I said,
yep.
look at you. And if you don't know, Travis's number is 87 on the Chiefs.
His number is 87. She's born in 1989, so it works out. So
Yeah.
we always think, or I think said on this show before, if ever Travis is in attendance at a concert and Mary's song is a surprise song, that she would change the lyrics to "You'll be 87, I'll be 89," instead of the other way around.
That's cute.
I know.
I would
It
hope
is
for
cute.
that.
I would hope for that too.
Yeah,
It'd be
this
really
this song is the epitome of cute. Just a very, very
Cute, cute,
wholesome
cute.
song. Swift told Fan Pop, I wrote this song about a couple who lived next door to us. They'd been married forever and they came over one night for dinner and were just so cute. They were talking about how they fell in love and got married and how they met when they were just little kids. I thought it was so sweet because you can go to the grocery store and read the tabloids and see who's breaking up and cheating on each other, or just listen to some of my songs. Ha ha. But it was really comforting to know that all I had to do was go back home and look next door to see a perfect example of forever.
Oh,
which
my
is really
God.
sweet, right? I
That's so
know.
thoughtful.
I know.
Wow. See,
Yeah.
and that's where her being inspired by other people's relationships, maybe not having to be her own relationship, is another like massive part of her talent. Like she
Yeah.
can encapsulate something that isn't even her own somehow.
It's
You know
so
what I mean?
interesting how there's so much parallels with that with Evermore and Folklore and Debut, and I had no idea.
Me
you know?
neither. Me
Yeah.
neither.
Like I really didn't realize
beautiful.
how many songs were based off other people. You know, probably relating to her too. But
Totally.
yeah, so it's interesting to look back on that like that. Favorite lyrics for me was take me back when our world was one block wide. I dare you to kiss me and ran when you tried. Just two kids, you and I. So cute. I love
Aw.
that when our
That's
world was
really
one block
cute.
wide. Like I didn't even realize that was really the lyrics, and
That's so
I just
cute.
it makes me like want to feel like young again, and like
Totally.
when your classroom seems so big and like everything just like one block of your street was like the whole world.
Exactly. And
So-
you're right. That's everyone in your life. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like everyone you know is in the same
Yeah.
classroom,
Yeah.
on the same street, on
Yeah.
the same, these are the people, you know, you've not explored the world yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's sad.
Like I can't even remember how many kids I used to like dare to kiss me
Yeah, of
and then like
course.
bully them and shit.
yeah. And then be like,
Like,
stop
ew,
it.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
gross.
yeah.
You're obsessed with me. That's the
Yeah.
best. Let's see. Let me see if I can find. Did you start? It is so warm in here all of a sudden. I'm never hot in this room.
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
like
I'm sweating.
sweating for real. The thing must be on. I think mine might be like right before your lyrics right here. You might not have. Did you read the "Take Me Back to the House in the Backyard Tree"?
No, mine was Take Me Back to when our world was one block wide.
Right.
Yeah.
I like right before that. The "Take Me Back to the House in the Backyard Tree."
Yeah,
You
said you beat me up, you were bigger than me. Yeah.
You never did. You never did.
Yeah.
Super cute. But I like the "Take me back to the house in a backyard tree" because I was always up in trees, so I relate.
Yeah, I like that.
Were you a tree climbing kid?
Yeah, of course.
big time. I hope the kids still climb trees.
They have to.
I
How
just
can
don't
you-
know
how
that
you
many
can-
kids,
How can
so I
you,
can't
how
really
can you
ask.
see a tree and not be like, I want to climb that? I
No,
still see
100%.
trees. I'm like, I want
I'm
to
like,
climb
I
that
gotta have
tree.
sneakers on. Can I climb
Yeah.
that tree?
Isn't my
Yeah.
profile picture me in a tree for you?
Yes, yeah, it is. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Oh my god.
I was
so
hanging
when,
from a tree.
when Gia started, I don't even know if I got it when you started working
I think
here or
Francesca like
when.
sent you my phone number.
For some reason, no, she did, but I
Yeah.
forget why. Like I couldn't remember if it was before or after you started working here or something. I needed your number for some reason, and she sent me your number and your contact photo came along with it, and it's you in a tree.
Yeah, it's me
and
in
I
eighth
keep
grade.
it. I'm like, oh yeah, 100%.
I'm in
This
eighth
is-
grade. I'm like hanging upside down from a tree because we were like having a photo
It's
shoot.
adorable.
Yeah.
It's adorable, and I love it. And it makes me laugh every time it pops up.
Okay, and then our song,
Our
obviously
song is
the biggest, certified 4
times.
times platinum, spent a total of
Talk
36
real
weeks on the Billboard Hot 100.
So long.
Just an absolute banger.
Cause it's late and your mama don't know. Gotta sing it like that. Late,
Yeah.
late.
And your mama don't know. Like you said, she wrote this for her talent show freshman year of high school with no intention of including it on her album. Writing process took about 20 minutes. And she said that
Incredible.
she stood by our song, repeatedly insisting album producers to record it with her. She claimed that she knew that there was something about it. She said, I think there's just some sort of magic in the way the track sounds like it's bouncing. And she said that she desired for the song to be placed as the closing track due to its last lyrics repeating the phrase "play it again," which she thought would subliminally request the audience to replay the album.
I'm obsessed with that.
Yeah, which is cute.
That's amazing.
This was about her freshman year boyfriend, Drew Dunlop. And
Original Drew.
Yeah, the OG Drew.
OG Drew, who did not show up.
Yes. And
Tim
then,
McGraw Drew.
Yeah, that's Drew Hardwick.
Drew
We
Hardwick.
don't like Drew
We don't like
Hardwick.
Drew. We're out on
Yeah,
Drew
yeah.
Hardwick. Yeah.
Weirdo.
Weirdo.
And then the song's appearance at number 1 on Hot Country Songs also became Swift's first and... Sorry, I'm not reading English. The song's appearance at number 1 on Hot Country
Yeah.
also became Swift's first and made Swift the youngest sole writer and singer of a number 1 country song.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking records already. She can't stop
She was
breaking
18
records.
years old
18
when
years
that
old.
happened.
Can't stop breaking records.
Yeah.
Proud of her. Always proud of her.
Our song, like if you don't know that song, then
Our
you're living
song
under a
is
rock.
Seven Screen Doors, Alley.
But for my favorite lyrics, I've heard every album, listened to the radio,
Yes.
waiting for something to come along that was as good as our song.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I have goosebumps just from reading it because it's like it's one of those songs that you're like it will get stuck in your head forever.
Yeah.
And it is a happy-go-lucky song. The picture it paints is so good.
Yeah.
Like our song is this especially because you know how these things sound is the slamming screen doors, sneaking out late, tapping
Yeah.
on your window, like
Just the concept of it is
when you're
so
on the phone
smart.
and you talk real slow.
Yeah.
It's like things that we've all
Like everyone
we've
has
all
a
done.
song, but our
Everyone's
song
done
is like
that.
our little things, you
It's
know?
cute.
Yeah, it's
Our
very
song
cute.
is
It's-
right. Our song is all of the things that
that make us
us.
us. Exactly. It's
Which
very
is
cute. Which is
providing.
very advanced thinking for such a young person.
It really is. I like I love that he's got a one hand feel on the steering wheel, the other on my heart. I like that. One hand feel on the steering wheel, the other on my heart. I just like how that sounds, and of course it's right in the beginning.
Yeah.
I also like that he said nothing. I was just thinking. She's right about the bouncing. It's really, like,
literally. It's very bouncy.
I love all the bouncy parts are like my favorite parts.
Yeah.
Why is it
I
5,000
know.
degrees in here?
That's why I'm like, I'm just going
The
to
heat
speed.
hasn't been on in years, and
I
now all
know.
of a sudden
I'm
it's
gonna speed up
blasting.
these
Yeah,
last
we'll
3
go a little
because
quick
I'm
for these
literally
last three.
sweating my dick off. Okay, I'm
No
only me
worries.
when I'm with you. This is also one of my
am,
favorite
you're
songs, like
not
just in
down.
general by Taylor. It's such a fun song.
It's a really good
The
song.
chorus is so fun. It was written in late 2003 when Taylor Swift still lived in Pennsylvania. It's about how Taylor feels when she spends time with her friends. It speaks volumes of how they know each other so well and feel free to be themselves when they are together. The music video features Abigail.
Abigail.
And someone who Robert Ellis Oral, he helped write this song with Taylor. He confirmed via Instagram that they recorded this song on January 21st, 2004, along with A Place in This World. And there's also an unreleased track that they recorded called What Do You Say?
Ooh.
Which people may think may be a vault track. What do you
Wouldn't
say?
that be exciting? Ooh, I didn't even think about Vault
Yeah.
track potential for debut. Wow.
And then for favorite lyrics, I just have, and sometimes we don't say a thing, just listen to the crickets sing. Everything I need is right here by my side.
Aw.
Which is how I feel about when I hang out with my friends. Like sometimes you don't really need to talk to your friends. You just
So
hang out
fucking
and
true.
scroll on your phone, and that's all you really need.
So fucking true. And that really is that's a test of a true friend as well. When
totally.
you can really be yourself. You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about being judged and whatever. And it's
Yeah.
really hard to, especially as you get older, it's really hard to keep people that like have been with you through every season of life and still are like your fucking bestie.
Yeah.
Shout out to besties. Shout out to my besties.
No, legit. Shout out to besties. Thanks, guys. I also love looking at her songs from the perspective of friendships instead of relationships sometimes.
So true.
So yeah.
No matter what I do, I'm looking for that when you drive. This one. Did you just read? No, you didn't read. Will You Drive Me Crazy Half the Time? Is that what you just read?
No.
No, okay. That's why, like, will you drive me crazy half the time? The other half, I'm only trying to let you know that what I feel is true.
Yeah.
I'm only me when I'm with you.
Beautiful.
I just think fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
And then it's
Cute.
Invisible, which is another one where I don't know if I ever listened to that song all the way through.
Invisible is weirdly one that I listen to a lot.
Oh, really?
I like Invisible a lot.
Yeah. It has very similar vibes to Teardrops on My Guitar.
Light up when you smile.
People have theorized that this song is also about Drew Hardwick, the person who inspired Teardrops on My Guitar.
She was like low-key obsessed with Drew Hardwick. And then he's showing up years later being like,
like,
look, please, I'm here.
Yeah.
I finally listened.
Bye.
Why don't you tell me? She's like, no, I wasn't that deep, babe. Sorry.
Yeah. Just because they convey some of their feelings, longing for a boy. And she talks about like not being able to sleep at night because of him. But yeah, that was like probably one of my first times ever listening to it all the way through. Favorite lyrics was, I just want to show you she don't even know you. Baby, let me love you. Let me want you.
Mm-hmm.
But I like how she changed it in that last part. I think it's the bridge is when she changes it. I forget what the first part is, but she changes it from she don't even know you. Baby, let me love you, let me want you, which I thought was interesting because
baby, let me love you.
She starts
let
the song.
Me want. Yeah, that's the last one. The last one around is let me love you, let me want you. The other ones are, she's never gonna love you like I want to.
Yeah.
You can see her thing. Beautiful. Yeah. She's
like,
never gonna.
Like,
she's talking about her.
You.
She's never gonna love you like I want you, baby. Let me love you like I want to.
Which I think is like an interesting change.
Totally agree.
It's kind of like just let me like love you like I promise like I can do it, but it's just like it's not for him to.
I like
let her do
completely. I like and all I think about is how to make you think of me and everything that we could be. That is the most real shit. The amount of times that I'm like brainstorming, how do I make this person think of me?
Yeah.
And that's why whenever we hear lyrics present day, and he never thinks of me except when I'm on TV, like those. Whenever I hear those things,
I love that line.
Like, oh God, like yes, you think of me. It just feels good.
And then A Perfectly Good Heart, which is on the deluxe.
This one I was like, who?
Yeah, literally.
I did not know this song at all. I listened to it. I like it. Yeah. But I really didn't know it.
Yeah, I have. I also don't think I've ever listened to the song. Mm-hmm. Taylor said, it's a song I recorded when I was 14. I thought it would be really important to put this on the album because, it's just really innocent. It's about getting your heart broken for the first time and not understanding why somebody would want to do that. It's before the mind games come into play, before your second or third relationship where you don't know anything but trusting people. And this song is about getting that trust betrayed, which is sad.
It is sad. It's really sad.
Yeah.
And isn't that how you feel when you get your heart broken for the first time?
Yeah.
You just feel like, what the fuck?
No, I remember being like, I don't understand why I'm feeling like this.
Right. It's a terrible feeling. Sometimes it's like, I can't believe this is happening to me.
Yeah.
I can't believe I wasn't prepared for this. Like that I think is the deepest thing with heartbreak when it comes to me. And there are levels to heartbreak. Like your heart breaks harder when you get older and when you've fallen deeper in love, like as an adult. I think like obviously your first heartbreak, oh sad. But like your heartbreak as an adult when you think it's like something different's gonna go on is so different. I think.
Yeah.
But I think the feeling is still something that somehow, even though everyone tells you, warns you, every song in the world is about it, you still like you don't expect it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, I feel like fucking garbage right now. This is horrible, and you don't expect.
Favorite lyrics
favorite
is like
lyric,
something that was kind of tying into that. It's not unbroken anymore. How do I get it back the way it was before?
I love that.
Which
I
is
honestly
like,
was think the same thing.
Yeah.
It's so good. I like that. Even right before that, literally, why would you want to make the very first scar? Why would you want to break a perfectly good heart?
Yeah.
Just exactly. Why would you do this?
Yeah, like how do I get it back the way it was before? It's so sad.
It is so sad. It's devastating.
Like how do I get my heart back before it was ever? Yeah.
You never will, babes.
Yeah. So
never will.
that's debut.
That's Debut. What an album. And
Great
this
deep
deep
album.
dive has given me a greater appreciation for it.
Me too.
And
I feel like I'm going to be listening to this album a lot more, actually.
me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially thinking about the lyrics and hearing all the stories behind it. I'm
Yeah.
loving that.
And then just one more extra thing, potential vault tracks, which I thought would be fun. She does have that EP, Beautiful Eyes, or
Oh yeah, I don't know it.
something
about
something
like
beautiful.
the deluxe
Beautiful Eyes, I think it's
Yeah,
called.
I think you're right. The deluxe songs up until like Folklore or whenever there was a deluxe album that was like available to stream, I never knew any of those songs. Like that's why I like New Romantics I was never that
really?
good into. I don't know why and how I missed it or what.
Probably because it's like harder to like know what
harder to
deluxe.
find?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but whenever the deluxe songs would come out, I never really was like on it the way that I was the rest of the album. So with Debut, I didn't even know that there was a deluxe Debut.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
So yeah, it's Perfectly Good Heart and Invisible are the deluxe ones, right?
Damn.
Yeah,
But that's crazy about Invisible.
pretty
How did I
sure.
know Invisible so well?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know that. I know almost
Maybe
all
it's
the words
just
to
a
that
Perfectly
song.
Good Heart then, but I'm not 100% sure.
Maybe it just hit me hard. Invisible does hit me hard.
But I'd Lie is a big one that people want.
Say I'd love you.
I'd Lie,
That
yeah.
song?
And then I Heart question mark. I don't know how that one goes that much either. That's another one that people really want.
Okay.
Crazier.
Oh yeah.
You
People
lift my feet off the ground. Such a banger.
spin me around.
And then
You make
another
me
Hannah Montana-esque is
crazier.
You'll Always Find Your Way Back Home.
Of course.
People want that too.
Love.
And then there's a few ones that I didn't know. What Do You Say is the one that that guy said that they recorded as well. Dark Blue Tennessee, Nevermind, and yeah, that's it.
Isn't Dark Blue Tennessee about like something super dark, literally?
I don't remember. I like
just saw
remember
something
hearing
about
like a
it.
snippet of something of it,
Hold
but
on.
I'm not sure.
I just read something like 2 days ago that said something along the lines of like it's a really dark song, a tragic story of a boy and a girl who broke up, but that it's like more intense than people think, or it's like advanced for her age. I got me a nice new apartment in a city. You would have hated that. Oh, I know this song. Wouldn't you would have hated that? Yeah, I guess these lyrics do seem a little more mature than all the other ones. He said, I got me a nice new apartment in the city. Wouldn't you have hated that? I said, I'm getting by with a broken heart. When you left me, he hangs up the phone and she whispers back. She said he moved to LA. He's hiding on the other side of town with his head in his hands and she's 7 miles away. He's staring out the window and puts her picture down saying, missing you like this is such sweet sorrow. Won't you come back to me? It's very like more poetic than the other songs, I think.
Interesting.
And just like tonally a little bit older.
Yeah,
It's hot as balls.
I'm gonna die.
All right, I think that wraps up Debut.
Yeah.
Loved that trip down memory lane.
Yeah, me too.
Clearly, I still have some demons to exercise based on how I was listening and the anger I feel.
Yeah.
And that'll never happen, but
Yeah.
it's nice to think about sometimes. It's nice to get mad. We will see you guys on Thursday. We're going to be doing our usual call-in, text, message episode. 347-450-0723. 347-450. Damn
Wait,
it.
what do you?
Why do I fuck it up every
You say?
time?
Are you saying O or
I just
zero?
got jumbled up in my lyrics because I'm hot.
Oh,
lyrics,
yeah,
numbers. 347-450-0723.
Yeah.
That is the lyrics. Sorry for fucking it up. I'm a nightmare. It's too hot in here.
I'm getting like hot flashes.
No,
I
for
think.
real.
Yeah.
Call, leave a voicemail, or text that number if you want to, or DM Taylor Watch on Instagram. Please follow us on everything. Please subscribe to us on everything so we can keep it going. Thank you guys. We love you so much.
Love you.
See you on Thursday.
Slay.